You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
What's up, punters and dribblers? Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. Home on qualified opinion and unwavering bias. Monday, 30th of September. 30 days has September, April, June, and November.
All the rest have 31, except for February, which has 28
days
except every 4 years late year has 29. It runs out of puff.
Well, it's a lot, dude. You're just trying to jam a bunch of like caveats into the end of the whole thing. Like,
but I still
this
remember.
whole rhyme works, except for this little bit which we've left at the end, which hopefully if you've still got this far, you're just happy for us to fucking like, you'll just allow it to happen. But it's such a flaw in the poem.
I just think it should be 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Except Feb, and then you just move on. Because everyone remembers.
You're actually right.
There's no rhyme scheme that I still use 30 days has September. I use it all the time.
Yes.
There's no rhyme scheme that is making fucking February memorable.
No, there's actually, to be honest, the whole thing starts to implode as soon as you start going all the rest have 31. Except for February. Like, it's 30 days has September, April, June, and November. That's great.
That's it.
But then you do need to, because it is an explanatory poem. So you do need to give me the information, but I feel like we can do better than just all the rest have 31 except for February.
Well, it's all the rest have 31. Like, it's sort of...
It's still there.
It's still a little...
But it's starting to go. Yeah. And then...
Oh, it's slipping. It's, your penis is losing blood.
Oh, everything's just... It's going soft. Except for February, which has 28 days clear and 29 inch leap year. Like, you've managed to rhyme clear in year, but like, we really fucking... You're not winning awards.
No, you're not. No, you're not. It's Bush League, really. I think it can be improved. I think whoever came up with 30 days has September, April, June, and November just goes, win. That's a win. I've just created something biblical in its proportions.
I'm happy to put it open to dribblers. We've got a creative audience. If they think that they can do better, I think it's ripe for disruption, that fucking poem. No one's even had a crack at trying to improve it.
No, they haven't.
They haven't had a fucking single crack at
it. But people look at things like that. People look at A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Like, they look at these.
That's pretty fucking
They look at these giants, right?
Behemoths.
Megaliths. And they just go, that can't be conquered. I think the low-hanging fruit in all rhyme schemes is 30 days.
30 days in September.
Obviously, the start's elite. I'd be shocked if you can improve that. But the back half needs work.
Yeah.
We all know it
to
be true.
But the alphabet fucks, dude. The alphabet fucks. Easy to remember.
It fucks so hard that if you ask me letters where they sit outside of the rhyme, I'm struggling.
No, you basically have X, Y, Y.
Yeah. Like people. Apparently, a concussion test is to do ABC backwards. I'm like, I can't do that.
Dude, I got asked to do that.
I can't do that. Who can do that?
That's what I got asked when I got concussed at school, and the physio comes out and he goes, count back from 100 by sevens or something, or like some random thing. And then he goes, and I go, fuck, dude, I can't do that. And then he goes, all right, let's do the alphabet backwards. And I go, are you fucking taking the piss, bro? And I was heavily concussed. I'd just been knocked out. And he's like, right, keep playing.
Well, that's the answer. That is actually the answer.
The answer is get fucked.
The answer is, cunt, I'm not doing that. If you attempt it, you fail.
Yeah, that's it.
Because any sane person on the planet knows they can't do it. No. I need to do it in order, in the rhyme. Yeah. And if I don't know it, I've got to...
Yeah, the only way I'll ever attempt this is if I'm heavily concussed. So you got me. I had a dream last night that you and I were both signed to the Roosters because they've let a lot of players go. And so they signed 2 aging war horses. But you and I were both...
plenty to offer.
But you and I were both so rattled. We were like, what the fuck is going on, dude? Why?
Where had we been plying our trade to that point?
It was us, dude. We hadn't. It made no sense. But I was in it. We were like going to pick up our gear and shit. Like,
oh my God.
And like,
oh my God.
And like, there's all this shit. And we're like just walking around being like, I don't know, have you got your socks and bag and shit, dude? Like having to go and pick up our gear. It was bizarre.
That is bizarre.
Having meetings with Robbo and shit. Like,
that is bizarre.
Did you have a dinner with Uncle Nick or something?
No, there was nothing. It was just like, oh fuck, dude. Yeah, we're with the Roosters now.
Let's just unpack the dream for a moment. Let's say the Roosters did call, or any club, but the Roosters.
I would only go to Manly, but here, sure. Let's allow it.
Robbo calls you. legitimately. And he's like, listen, I think that there's a place for you at the club, and he sells you.
Yeah.
He sells you
the dream.
The dream is basically like motivate the next generation. You know what I mean? They're a bit slack. This Gen Z, they're fucking useless.
Set some standards.
It's about setting standards, right? They're going to pay us $500,000 a year each, right? But you got to take the field every now and then.
This was the thing that you and I were wigging out about in the dream. We were going, dude, what the fuck are we going to do in contact? Like just playing generally, like trying to tackle big fucking rugby league players. What are we going to do? And I was like, we were genuinely nervous about it, but just sort of like going along. Yep. I'd tackle some big thickies for $500,000, as in attempt to.
Yes.
You'd have to.
You'd have to. $500,000's a lot of money.
You just break a shoulder and you're out for the season. Your contract's still good.
You just got to be smart. You know, like in that early contact in the start of the game, find yourself out on the wing somewhere. You know, you got to float around. You're not in the middle doing the tough stuff.
Third man
big
in
Nelson
sort of
run
stuff.
at you.
Or you let them run past you. So you
then go the boots.
And just go and try to grab onto their back.
Well, you know what they say, don't you?
Can't run without legs.
That's right. Bootstraps, boots and all. Tie them up.
All they do is just lift their like giant thick knees. Like you look at Terrell May's fucking quads, you're like, Jesus Christ. Imagine Nelson.
I would be a fucking mess.
No, dude, like, and again, not just a mess, but like at least when you're in your early 20s, whilst you and I were never anything from like an athletic specimen perspective, you at least have the youth, muscular, your body's just...
Well, you've got youth.
Your body's up for it, though.
Yes.
If I fucking... But there's like a genuine chance that if I just went for like a sprint today that I'd explode an Achilles tendon. You know what I mean? Like that's not beyond the realms of possibility for a 35.
But we're off the couch here, Tom. Like
that's where we were in the fucking dream.
But we having signed, we got a full pre-season to get our bodies right.
True. And we were going away for a preseason camp. We're on the bus, but there were different types. You know, in the NBA, isn't the NBA, there's like the legends, there's the fucking mid-tier, like the way they ride the bus. Is that something like that, Will?
I don't know. I got no idea.
Well, like if they're traveling to games, this could be complete horseshit, but I think it's right. I think it's right because it was in the context of Bronny and LeBron.
Yep.
So there's like the OGs who ride on like one bus, then there's the mid-rangers who are on another one, and then the rookies are in the front bus. And you and I were obviously in the rookie bus, but it was a bit like, fuck, but we're also 35, but whatever. We're in the rookie bus. Going out to like Walgett for some fucking preseason competition.
My God.
It was so fucking bizarre, dude.
And did we take the field?
No, we didn't.
You woke up.
Well, the dream changed. It switched up to my dad and Wendell Saylor being up for an advertising award. I don't know what was in my dreams last night, dude. I have no idea what was going on.
All over the map.
My brain was fried on the weekend.
Well,
single parenting and stuff.
Single parenting. I mean, they need men though, the Chooks.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not helping them.
No.
I'm not helping them.
Chili, hello.
It puts into context a lot of things, seeing how fucking dominated they got.
Oh, they got dominated. Hello.
Hello, Chili
boy.
Back
for kisses?
Yeah, Monday kisses.
Monday kisses is special. It's a special time of the day, isn't it?
I had a similarly
special
dribbly dream once. I had a dream that I won 6 months intensive training with Aaron Smith, and I donated it to Lachlan Croker so he could be the best 9 in the competition.
And now he is.
And now he is.
Just the idea that you won 6 months intensive training with Aaron Smith. How'd you win it? Do you remember?
I can't remember, but I just remember waking up to the message, you won 6 weeks intensive training with Aaron Smith, best 9 in the world.
That's
but I donated it to Croaks.
I just, like, dreams are such a... I mean, like, I'm not going to get too into my dreams here, but, like, just the fact that you can get fully lost down this absurd storyline.
Yep.
Where I'm
that your brain's making for itself.
Yeah, and it's not really questioning.
And you're surprising yourself. You're like, oh, what's
going on here? But I guess this is reality.
Well, it's more like, what's going on here, even though I'm the one coming up with it.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm the one making up all this shit. But also, like, it's almost just like what happens when your brain's allowed to run on autopilot for a little while without, like, real-world stimuli. Just, like, random shit happens. It's almost like AI generation, where you see, like, weird photos that they come up with.
Yes, correct.
Simulation.
No, but you are right. The Chookies, poor old Chookies. Poor old Chooks.
Listen, I actually can't believe I thought they were going to win. Early on, I was like a bit confident because they came out hard. Nelson gets fucking binned in the first second. But then
don't know if you're pleased for letting Nelson play again. He's been given a grade 3.
I know, dude. That seems like a lot.
Which means he needs a double downgrade.
Yeah, which they're doing tonight.
Which means it won't happen.
Which, you know what? Can that be my grumpy coffee fucking grumpy moment of the week? Brought to you by Grumpy Coffee.
Head to grumpycoffee.com.au.
Now, I think it's still free shipping to celebrate the launch.
Yes.
There is no more competition, though, to get into the golf. That's already been picked.
Yes.
But
we'll be there, by the way.
We will be there. Shout out to Grumpy Coffee. I got stuck into my work. I also got stuck into... Now, Kevvie doesn't sell these yet, but I hope to Christ he does. But obviously, because we're friends with the CEO of Big Grumpy, we got them. Those fucking robes, dude. I was robed up all weekend. My Grumpy Coffee robe. Whilst also enjoying Grumpy Coffee. I'm grumpy about this Nelson thing. I just don't know how it isn't more widely accepted that, like, a grand final is honestly, like, career-defining. It's all they fucking want. It's all they're trying. It's all from not just from when you make the NRL, and there was a testy pop in there. I don't know if you picked it up.
It was mild.
It was almost like dog whistle high.
It was mild, yeah. A young ear required to pick it up.
Yes, exactly right.
Yep.
You've basically been working towards that since you started playing the game, when you were a young pup.
Since you're a boy.
Since you're a young pup dreaming.
Your earliest memories... poster on the wall stuff is winning comps.
And that's when you probably most dream about it. But so through your whole life, and then you come to this moment. Now, yeah, it wasn't good. Lindsay Collins got fucking KO'd from the game. Would it have changed the outcome of the game? Seeing the result? No, I don't think it would have. That's not even the point,
It's not. The answer's no.
No. But, you know, I put that video up and then there were a lot of people fucking agree. A lot of people didn't agree. But it was like... You want consistency, but then, you know, it comes to grand final. I'm like, yeah, dude, I want inconsistency for the grand final. It's not the same thing.
No, it's exactly what I'm saying.
It's not the same thing. Like, if you go, let's say he was just suspended for one game. Suspending, and you go, well, that's what they've been doing all year. Suspending Nelson for a fucking round 15 game against the Tigers is not the same gravity of punishment as suspending him for a fucking grand final.
Yep.
It's just not the same thing.
I think... that you need to be a bit more realistic, punters and dribblers. If you are Ban Nelson, if you're team Ban Nelson, right? Sure. If there's no malice in what he did, which there wasn't, you know what I mean? He just gets a little bit wrong. You got to remember, Nelson's 7 foot. He's 7 foot tall. 7 foot tall. He's just trying to impose his will on the game early in the going, Tom. Yep. Obviously, Lindsay Collins gets knocked out. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm here to talk about, was there malice? No. Was he biting people? No. Was he fingering bums? No. Was he ripping off sacks? No.
Yeah. It wasn't even reckless.
If it's not reckless and it's not like sack-related, bumhole-related, biting, all that shit.
Atmosphere absolutely electric. And it is Nelson,
we're just having another look here.
who throws all of his weight.
Like, when you watch that, you weren't like, oh, that was really fucked up.
I didn't see shit. Until he played the ball the wrong way, I didn't see a thing.
And that made it look so much
Look at that.
worse.
Are we serious?
Grade 3 is so... And also, like, at what point is there like dual responsibility? And maybe, I'm not saying I'm right or wrong here, I don't know. But where, like, the guy running the ball is also running... Like, they're both charging at each other.
Mate, park that. He goes high. He doesn't go low enough, and that's just a simple fact. I think, though, that this needs to be remembered rather, is that the grand final is an entertainment product. It's a game, sure, but it's also a product that we're showing to the rest of Australia and the globe. And you want big fuckers like Nelson in the contest.
Yes.
It makes it more entertaining, makes it a better product, it makes it a better sell, it would make it a fuckload more even though they are slight favourites, I think, Melbourne Storm. But it just makes it better across the board. It also doesn't fuck Nelson for a fucking simple mistake and rule him out of a grand final in his final year at the club, I believe.
No.
So, I thought they were trying to get rid of him.
There has been yarns. I don't think there's nothing.
It's not official?
Like, nah.
So, to your point, Tom, it's not a round 15 game. And I know people screaming, going, you need consistency. No, you don't.
No.
You don't need consistency. When it comes to Origin, when it comes to grand final, i.e. products that we're selling at the market, this is an entertainment product. Why do you reckon the fucking AFL paid $6 million getting Katy Perry? Why do you reckon they did that? Why do you reckon they did that? because she's fucking killed it and she's hot and it made it sold
Spectacle.
the product to the people. Same thing. Nelson is Katy Perry. That's what I'm saying.
That's what he is, exactly.
That's what I'm saying here. No, he doesn't look the same. No, he isn't as breasty. He's more pecky.
He's pecky, not as buxom and breasty and curvy and you know.
He is the Katy Perry in this situation, and I don't think you should be ruling him out over a fucking technicality. And it's not a technicality; it's a fuck up. But like,
It's technically a fuck up.
it's technically a fuck up.
Last year he signed an extension until the end of 2028.
So I
But
stand corrected.
Yeah, but they were. There's been yarns. I think they were trying to get him to the Tigers at one point. But anyway,
Am
Or
I
the Tigers.
wrong?
No, it's just.
Are we wrong?
Listen, it's just.
You want your Katy Perrys out there.
It's
you do.
a big game, dude. It's a big game, and you don't need to be fucking it up.
Well, remember what they did to Isaac Luke?
That's what I was saying,
Ruined
dude.
his life.
But so, like, Isaac Luke,
He didn't deserve that.
dude, you know what he did? He put a big hit on Sonny Bill Williams, and he got rubbed out for the grand final. South's first grand final, like fucking in a million years, and then he never made another grand final, never played in another grand final, never got close to another grand final, and that's his career done. He now goes throughout his career having never won a premiership. Api Coruscant, actually, if you remember, came in there. Now he's got like 50.
Did they give him a ring in the end?
Yeah,
they
but
would have.
fucking
But it doesn't
pig's
count.
arse, who
You've got to be
cares?
on the field.
Of course you do.
You've got to have touched the
it's,
stage.
It's just bullshit. And then everyone's like, Cam Smith, Manly 08. Cam deserved that. Cam deserved that. It was a disgraceful chicken wing tackle, and that's probably the only one I'm prepared to concede.
That's intent.
It's intent. He tried to rip a guy's arm off.
I think it comes down to the black and like the intent rule. You know, if
But-
Nelson again has grabbed hold of Lindsay Collins' crotch there and squirrel gripped him, I'm like, you're out, buddy.
Yeah. There
You're
was an article in one of the papers either Saturday or Sunday.
He knows as soon as he's done it.
Yeah, he
little
does.
bastard, when they punch you on his face.
On Saturday or Sunday, they went through like the players who have missed out on grand finals due to foul play, and it's like,
It's 5 in 20 years, I think.
well, a bit more than that, but there was like Arthur Beetson, some other people I don't know, Luke Ricketson, Carl Webb. But the Luke Ricketson and Carl Webb ones are like punching a guy in the head. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah.
Like that's different.
That's a different thing.
You're punching someone in the head.
Yes.
That's different. Even then, I'm prepared to. I'm still a little bit.
If you asked me, would I let him play? I would.
I
But I
would.
can see where, the mums and daddies get a little bit.
Yes. But it's just not that bad.
I just want to see the best players on the field for a grand final.
Correct.
I do. That's what I want to see.
And to go
And,
with
it would,
a grade.
and this law, by the way, this rule that we're inventing, would be only for grand finals.
Yes.
Not for anything else.
Not for anything else. Not for Origins. Not for fucking. This is a grand final. Not for prelims. Not for semis. Grand final.
Would you make it if you fuck up in the prelim, you can play the grand final? Or let's say you got 4 weeks in the semi.
No, because you don't know if you're going to make the grand final 4 weeks before. So I think it's got to be prelim only.
Yep.
I feel like that's pretty reasonable, yeah? Because then you go like, okay. Because,
I was just thinking about this then, and yeah, it would make sense. My first thought was it would make sense just for the prelim to be like, if you fuck up here, there's a one-time exception where you're allowed to miss the grand final. However, if players go into the prelim knowing that they can just fuck up, it could just get really bad. in the
listen,
prelim.
yes, but that to me then implies that players are prepared to go out there and try and just
Which
iron
they're
cunts
not,
out,
which
which I
they're
don't
not.
think they really want to do. Like,
I think
they
they're
wanna
trying
try
to
and
impose
win.
their will, but they're not trying to fucking go for heads.
That's what I mean.
don't think.
People are like, and that's what people are like saying, like some of the people in the comments, like, oh, so they're just going to come out and fucking start taking people's heads off. I'm like, but are they though? Like, are they? That's just not really the way that, like, you'd have to think that there are some real pieces of shit out there. Obviously, sure, there's a chance that could happen. But again, I don't think it's a free-for-all. I don't think you just come out and punch someone and make the grand final. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's that.
No.
I think there was a lot of yarn in the lead up to this game as well. Like everyone was anticipating a huge first kick return from either Jared to Nelson or Collins, etc. So I think this big hit was to be expected.
Well, it's always to be expected, though. It's always to be expected. But particularly, I mean, Lindsay Collins killed Jake Trbojevic a week
Well,
earlier.
we had two in the first fucking
30 seconds.
30 seconds, and people just forget about it. It's grand final week madness.
Breaking this tackle down, though, it looks like the contact first rocks Collins' head forward, which then goes into Nelson, who's the second player in.
So what they would say is that there's still a responsibility on Nelson to have his body height, probably in a position where, like...
But he looks quite upright. Where
Nelson,
it
that's what
doesn't
they're
look like he's angled into the head. He's upright.
But I think it'd be like Nelson should be lower, so that's not even possible.
And although it's a
he's too
different
upright.
charge, he's getting the same punishment as Suoliti got. And I
Yeah.
think they're completely different tackles.
Is Suoliti's a grade 3?
I
Was he
think it was a
getting more?
grade 2 reckless, and I think this is a grade 3 careless.
Yeah, right.
So they're going for the double downgrade tonight.
Which is unprecedented.
It
And,
was
like,
done
I
by
want
the
the
I
Warriors
think
fucking-
there's
last
someone
year.
had a double downgrade this year, mate.
The Warriors at the start of last year had a grade 2 reckless reduced to a grade 3 careless, which was a 4-match cut into a 2-match ban. So they halved the ban.
Well,
But Nelson had served
he's
most
looking.
of his
He's looking at.
punishment
He's
at
looking
the
at.
Pacific
His
Championships
is a
anyway.
4-match ban with an early plea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a 5-match if he fucking.
That's insane.
That's not a 5-match ban.
That's
I'm
not a
sorry.
4-match ban. That's not a 4-match ban.
But if he fucking, because he's not taking a plea, if he fails, and he probably will, 5 games. For
Well, I don't. You
But then
fucking. That's worth it to try and make the grand
of
final.
course, I'm just saying, when it's all said and done, he's likely to get 5 games for that tackle.
Yeah,
which seems insane.
or they'll downgrade it to like a 2-game suspension. Like that's all it'll be. They won't.
There's
It's
no
almost
way.
why they've gone so hard. I'm like, what? It seems like such an overreaction in terms of the grading.
to scrub him intentionally.
Basically, to go like, there's no way you're playing the grand final, brother. Like, go. It's almost like to try and kill the story.
Yeah. Okay, I know what you mean. Because otherwise, it's like, well, but judiciary's tonight, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
usually
that's the
Monday
thing.
night.
It's gonna, but and maybe kill the stories are wrong. But it's like basically speculate all you want. This guy's fucked. There's no way he's playing. Punters and dribblers, very few tickets left for our grand final warm-up lunch at the Truck Bar at 4 Pines Brookvale Oval. Maybe 20 tickets. Maybe 20 tickets. By
That's
the time
maybe.
it is.
That's a conservative number. I'd say there's less.
Yep.
I'd say there's much left. I reckon there's like 10.
Yeah.
HelloSport.shop. Secure your spot. Secure the bag. Me, Tom, Jarchi, and we're going to be ripping and tearing with you. We're going to get you lubricated and warmed the fuck up for the biggest day of the rugby league year. Like, let's just get pumped up together.
Let's
You know
get
what I'm
pumped
saying?
up.
Let's
Tickets
get pumped
include
up
food
together.
and booze. See you there.
Well, apparently they got the best in the business to have a go at it.
Is it Nick Gabar?
Yes.
Yep.
Imagine being the king of the judish.
The judiciary whisperer. Can we find a picture of Nick Gabar? He's not ponytail guy, surely. I hope he's not ponytail guy. Otherwise, he's
He's
Nelson's
fucked.
fucked.
Well, he's fucked if that's the case.
All the judges can think about is that ponytail.
Yeah, I know. You can be oily, but you can't have the pony.
No. The thing is, maybe the ponytail, it's like, hopefully this distracts and as a diversionary tactic,
No,
but
it's
it
too
doesn't.
offensive.
No, I know.
It's
I'm
too
with you.
offensive.
It's too much. Okay, Nick Gabar, yeah, he seems forgettable, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I just mean like he just seems like a lawyery guy.
He looks the guy. Can we get his photo on the far left, the black and white one?
Oh.
Just a professional.
Remember
Nick
we were going
Gabar.
to do that?
LinkedIn photos.
Yeah, we were going to go get the whole office, get LinkedIn. We're all going to get in suits and go and get black and white LinkedIn photos.
I do not remember that.
Do you remember with Scotty Rumble?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We should do that too.
We
Not
definitely
for
should.
LinkedIn either, but like just for general.
Well, I wouldn't mind brushing up our LinkedIn. Just
I don't care about my LinkedIn, but I just think it'd be funny to have like a big, like all,
that's what I'm.
all 8 of us, like all together in suits, like all black and white, looking really serious and
Yeah,
dapper.
yeah. I like that.
I wonder what Cody you'd look like with brushed hair. Like if you were to slick, because it's long enough where you could get him
No, I
looking
want it
dapper
slicked,
as
like
fuck.
slicked back.
I'll do that after the shower sometimes, just like put
Just
it
to
back.
see how you look. I reckon you
Well,
look
it's just
hot.
easier when it's just back.
Yeah.
But I just look like a bit of a nerd.
But do
so I
you
don't
like
it.
how you look?
No, obviously. Well, I don't wear my hair like that ever.
Yeah, but are you like?
It is a bit in a Westie though. Like you get the Brill cream firing and you slick that bitch back.
I look. I think my hair suits me how it is. Like full.
Yeah,
forward.
but you could get the Brill cream firing.
You could, and you
is
could
what
get
he's
the
saying.
twirly moustache on the end.
Yeah, I
and
could grow the stash out and then
Brill
twirl it
cream
up
the
a little
fuck
bit.
out of
Yeah.
it.
You could fire up the Brill.
Get a unicycle,
Yeah.
or a penny
penny
farthing.
farthing.
penny farthing, or a unicycle.
It's efficient because it's got a big wheel. Right. Okay.
That makes no sense. Dobbo just
Well, you have to take less pedals.
Triple M Dobbo almost fucking paralysed himself on the weekend
How?
riding a bike. Swerved to miss a snake. It was in the fucking Buzz Rothfield thing. Swerved to miss a snake. Fucking came over the top and apparently head first into a metal pole or something.
Get fucked. And he's okay?
Left
He's
him in
going to be
hospital.
sweet, but they it went into his spine, like the fucking vertebrae, the bone sharded off into his spinal column, and just centimetre from paraplegia.
Get fucked.
Yeah. How hectic's that? Shout out to Dobbo. Good
Wouldn't be
man.
riding a bike anymore.
Certainly not around snaky areas. You look at that.
Wow, that's fucking terrifying.
That is terrifying.
So,
Anyway.
the Roosters.
Free Nelson.
Free him up. You can disagree with us all you want, but we're thinking about the product and we're thinking about the game. And we're thinking
And just about, like, what's reasonable? Do you people out there, like, I don't have a dog in the fight here. I don't give a fuck who wins.
Well, we're dogless.
I would like Penrith for greatness. I'd like Melbourne for wishy. Rod's boy.
Yep.
Who I don't know, but I like.
Cam's brother. Rod's boy.
Rod's boy. Callum's brother.
Callum's brother.
I was going to say, Jesus Christ. Sorry, Callum. Only one of us here. But you know what I mean? I don't mind that. Wishy getting a win. But then I'm also like, the greatness, four-peat greatness is pretty horny.
That is horny, but
I don't have a dog in the fight.
but I like Jerome. I like Cam.
I like Jerome. I like Munster. I like Christian Welsh, friend of the show.
Love Christian Welsh.
Sean Blaw. Imagine just leaving the Tigers
Nick
straight
Manny
to a premiership.
winning a comp, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Although I think he's out. Is he
No,
injured?
he's playing. He was injured, but he's like, no, I'm good.
Okay. So, again, we're dogless in the fight. But
Which means that we're the most impartial people
it actually means that we are in the best position to make a call.
Yep. And that call is free Nelson. Rando's got the Storm's leap year grand final.
Lost. I assume.
Well, yeah, this year, what happens?
Well, if you're going on the trend
No,
line.
that's what I mean. The trend is, do we lose? Because if people are just
Oh, they
listening to
make
this-
grand finals every 4 years. Isn't that interesting?
I mean, they're fucking good. They're just incredible. But yeah, they're also...
Their leap year grand final
No, but
trend.
they also made it in 2017 and 18.
Oh, he's just doing the leap year grand final
Yep.
trend.
I read this morning that this is the Storm's 12th grand final since their inception in '98, which is just insane.
Yep.
They've got the most insane record.
It's my first NRL game I went to, that game. 98, GF,
Uh,
with Willie B. 99.
99, mate.
Sorry, I was fucking 10. Get over it.
No, we won't.
No, get over it.
So, Roosters started well. Congratulations. You know, scored the first
season,
try. Everyone's like, yeah, great. And then just the weight, the fucking weight.
Procession.
The procession, the train
Yeah.
that was run on them.
Oh, dude. Pappenhausen.
It was
Hughes,
Bukaki
money.
stuff.
It was Bukaki, dude. Look at it. It was just all of them. And a Jack Howard.
Hughes got a hat trick for fuck's sake. Munster
Second time
scored a
in 3
couple.
weeks.
Pap opened them up early, and they just went
Pap got two.
to
Money got two. Hughes got two.
fucking work on the Chooks, who were so out of puff. It was
Listen,
actually hard to watch.
it was unadulterated Bukaki party. But fuck, it was good to watch. Like, shit, they're a good team to watch. They actually are, like, I'm not surprised that Panthers are
the Storm.
their favourites
The
over
Storm are going to be favourites, and they are.
They're currently $1.92 each.
Okay.
Oof.
Like exact in the betting.
I think when the markets opened, Storm were
They were. It
favourites.
was
NASA's
$1.85.
out there now. So,
Well, we'll see. But yeah, leave Nelson's out.
come on, mate.
Mate,
Are you believing in miracles?
I'm on free
Do ya?
Nelson,
Do
dude.
ya? Well, I know what we're on.
This is Mandela shit.
I know what we're on. But
This is the biggest Nelson trial since Nelson Mandela. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Find me a bigger Nelson trial. It's Mandela, obviously. Don't shit down my throat.
How
And then it's
Nelson got a decade, didn't he, or longer?
No, Nelson was there for fucking ages.
27 years he was in prison.
Yeah.
So he almost did 3 decades.
Yeah.
So the trend line's not great for Nelson.
Well, no, it's not. And a grand final in prison years,
Yes.
missing one is kind of like that. It's your
It's
entire
similar.
career.
It's
How long's your
similar.
career? 20 years?
Yep. So yeah, just about the same.
Just about the same. So I believe, though, I have to believe, because otherwise what else do you have?
Well, without hope, we are
Hopeless.
hope. Yeah, we're without hope.
Yeah. But
I really do enjoy watching the Storm play their rugby league football,
yeah.
though, Tom.
yes.
I really do.
There
And unlike previous years, I'm talking about the Penrith Panthers here, they're coming up against big game cunts.
Oh, yeah, no, this is like the
Like
most.
Cam Munster's fucking big game, bro. He doesn't have any of this like wilting flower, like the moment's too big for me bullshit. No, that guy's a fucking thoroughbred.
Sydney Swan energy. We'll get to it.
Yeah,
No, dude, this would be the hardest test they've had.
Comfortably. If they win this game, go with me here. If they win this game, Nathan Cleary's got to be the best club player of all time.
Dude, he's already kind of is, isn't he?
But
I
this like
agree with you,
cements
though.
it. This would cement it.
Yeah.
This is like game, set, match.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
over.
He's basically.
If he beats this side, this Storm side, that's it.
But he's also.
Q in the rack stuff. Best club player all time. And I use that word
Specifically. Or you could just say, like, he's basically as good as Joey and Thurston. He's basically that. Like, he's there. It's those three. He just hasn't done. He's only 26.
Yeah, so there's time.
So it's like there's time.
But he hasn't done it. Nobody hasn't.
No,
so
no,
like,
no.
we can't-
I'm just listen.
And he does have a tendency to take June, July off.
Yes,
So, and
I know.
Listen, don't Masood me. I'm just saying that is a fact.
You and I have been like pushy parents to Nathan his entire career, where we're like, listen, dude, don't you start sniffing your own farts yet. You haven't done it yet.
No, you haven't done it.
You haven't done it yet, bro.
No, you haven't
But
done
then
it.
as he started to do it, we started to ease off on the the oppressive.
Because he's been doing it.
Because he's been doing it. And then he did it, and then he did it again, and then he did it again. Once he did it again, I went, okay, I'm
Yeah.
pretty cool with you now. But then he didn't do Origin,
Yes.
and Mitch did it.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, well, listen,
And
you
didn't
haven't
just do it. He did the
it.
Queensland
He
thing.
did it. So now I'm like, well, your brother's done it better than you have in Origin, but obviously you've still got this. If you're to do it 4 times for me now,
4.
I'm like, listen, I'm
Against this side, that Melbourne side.
prepared to give you GOAT status with the express understanding that you're going to do it for me in blue in the ensuing
Well,
years.
but I'd caveat it.
That's what I'm saying.
But I wouldn't caveat it with the caveat of assuming you'll do it for us. I'll just go, you're the greatest club player of all time. Go out and earn that fucking all-round stuff. Go out and earn that all-round status, which means, unfortunately for you, Origins and plenty of them, and you're probably going to need to win me another one at Suncorp, Game 3 decider. Listen, am I being a fucking stickler now?
Well,
Maybe.
you're being an oppressive parent. I get it, but that's all right.
Joey did it, and Mitch did it, for God's sake. Like, it's not that hard.
Yeah, come on, bro.
Come
It's-
on,
you beat the shit out of Mitch in the grand final. What are we talking about?
It only happens every 20 years. Not a big deal. Go
Let's
ahead and
do it. Yeah, go ahead and do it.
So,
But dude, if they get 4, that's why.
but against this side in
Yes.
particular, this is a fucking good side.
But this is why I don't want to say I'm leaning either way because it's just I
Gun to
don't
your head,
really
who
care.
wins?
Penrith. But that's a gun to my head.
Yeah.
If you're gonna
Well, I mean,
if you're gonna murder me if I don't make a
But
decision.
that's not a bad way of doing things.
No, I know. But
I think Storm.
you don't know when, do you?
I do. Because of that guy, Cameron Munster.
Yeah.
who's
Well, I
just-
think it sort of depends on Nelson a little bit. It's not like he will be the decision maker, but engine room important.
engine room's everything.
Ever heard of it?
Ever heard of the engine room?
You don't know when, if ever, in your lifetime, given that the last time this was done was in the 60s, you're going to be blessed with a team doing what they're doing. So I'm like,
I want him to win.
yeah.
I want him to win. I didn't, but that's not what I was asked.
Okay.
Of the question that I asked myself.
Who do you think? Yes. I don't know who I think yet. It's too far out from the grand final. I don't know.
Right now, Monday the 30th, 30 days has September,
April, June, and November.
I think Storm win. But I will flip-flop. Know that.
Yeah.
Know that this kid's going to be flipping and a-flopping.
Yeah.
It's been great to see Paps. He almost just like out of nowhere, drop of the coin, has like come good straight into form. Only
Which
like
is
3
huge.
3 weeks ago, we were talking about him getting needles in his foot and shit, like whether he's even going to make it through the season. And now, like, that's the best game I've seen him play.
Oh, he was hot,
ripping,
dude.
wasn't he?
He was hot.
He was ripping.
And
he was
quick.
quick.
He was real quick.
Dude, they isolated Cleary and Crichton
Oh,
and
mate,
just
they got
fucked them
so-
to death, bro.
Mate, I'm probably the biggest dick rider of Angus Crichton all time. Him
Well,
and
you're going to
Kiri-
have to push me off if you want to ride that thing.
Yeah. Take it in turns. And him and Kiri had a tough night at the office.
Yeah.
Absolutely worked over. Pound town sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
It was very brutal. Significantly brutal.
Yeah, significant.
I was just happy when they started scoring other errors. I'm like, good, just give him a break.
Give him a break.
Give him a break, dude.
For God's
Jesus
sake.
Christ. But yeah, dude,
It's interesting because the Roosters came third. They played, obviously they lost Sam Walker, well documented, but they played the Panthers and they played the Storm. Got pounded by both of them. That's how far off
the pace everyone is.
everyone is.
And then you go into Panthers v the Sharks, which even
It was
at-
a shit game.
It was a shit game, shit crowd.
Hang on. Let's just stop for a second. That crowd at a course stadium was a fucking disgrace. There's no other way to put it. Sharks fans didn't fucking travel. I heard a lot of crap out of you losers last week going, they shut down the trains on Friday night. That's why we couldn't get this. Well, what happened on the weekend then? You tell me what happened on the weekend. There was about 2 of you.
Yeah, but also fucking, there's no train line out of Manly, and we filled that fucking stadium just fine. So quit your bullshit. It was
correct. Also,
a disgrace.
The Panthers fans seemingly just don't give a fuck anymore.
No, this is what I heard, and this actually kind of makes sense. Panthers fans were like, I'm just going to save my money for grand final tickets, which is the most disrespectful thing you can do, and I actually respect the fuck out of it.
That makes sense. Because you're like, no, because it's almost like we know.
We're going.
What's the point of going?
It's rainy.
It's a trial.
It's basically
it's a tune-up.
Yeah, exactly. It's an opposed training session. Yeah. And even at 26-6, you still look at that and go, geez, they didn't bash them. Like they did, but that's just how good they are and how good the story. Yeah, where you're like, oh, they didn't actually beat the
you
fuck
watch
out
that
of
game and you go, which gear are they in? Are they intentionally in third gear?
I heard a stat.
Have they got what gear were they in?
I heard a stat.
People go, oh, they didn't look as good as the Storm. I'm like,
this isn't going to be a good one. Maybe you can look this up, one of you. Something about like the Panthers' win rate in rainy games as opposed to dry games. Like their win rate for dry games is like for wet games is like 2 from 7 or some shit. Like when it gets wet, they wig out.
Well, it's not raining this Sunday.
No, dry. As an old Jats Bicky.
Jats Bick. So, okay, there you go.
Worth remembering, this Sunday we will be at Truck Bar, 4 Pines, for our sort of end of season rugby league.
Well, it's a grand final piss up.
Exactly.
And
20 tickets available. That's it. Only 20 tickets left. I spoke to him today.
Oh, you spoke to him today. I was
Only
say,
20 tickets left. And Hello Sport and Friends, who joining us? Who is it? Who's joining us? The great and powerful Jack Archdale will be joining us for a rip with you.
Who is pumped the fuck up.
Yeah, he is.
Now, tickets are on sale at hellosport.shop. Use that link to get where you need to go.
20 left. Food, booze. I think we bring the Fatty Vorton glory hole.
Yep. Just a matter of getting the fucking thing over there.
Well, that'll be Tobler.
We'll see. We'll be able to. I'm sure we'll find a way. When there's a will, there's a way.
No, you will. You'll just find a truck and you'll get
I know how to do it. You just get a van.
You get a van.
Easy.
I know exactly which van.
D or Dave's done it before, so
you get the big one.
Yeah, the big.
Will knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
mate, I picked the thing up.
Yeah, he did.
There you go.
The Panthers win rate in the rain.
This year, maybe I was thinking.
So the Panthers won only 2 of 6 games played in wet conditions across the past 2 premiership seasons for a 33% win record.
There you go.
And in this game where they did end up winning, it was wet. They were a bit off the pace. Like they were dropping balls and shit. Like it was a bit weird to start with. I'm like, what's going on here? I have a significant amount of money on 13 plus.
Yeah, certainly not insignificant.
Not insignificant.
It was significant.
It was significant.
Yeah.
We're starting to get very comfortable with that amount in terms of not that we're comfortable from it makes our balls tingle.
It's a ball tingling.
It's a ball tingling.
We're 2-1. We're 2-1.
We're 2-1.
So
shout out to Lehigh Hopewadi. Not your fault.
Not your fault at all. But
that was a bad decision on us, to be honest.
No, it was stupid. It was try scorers.
Troy's silly,
dumb.
silly.
When we go on balls to the wall like that, it's no try scorers.
No, you can't do try scorers.
No,
it's silly.
No, it's ridiculous. You don't get the odds.
13 plus was the easiest bet.
If you went on 13 plus, you're a fucking moron. $2 they gave us.
Yeah.
$2.
$2.
Double my money on a
Ramian's
certainty.
out. Ramian out. They're already a shit team. Respectfully, they're not a shit team. You made the prelim, but you know what I mean? Like compared to the Panthers.
Context matters. Are you a shit team against the Tigers? No, you're not. But are you a shit team against the Panthers? Yes, you are. I just thought that was an absolute mockery. The line was 11.5, gentlemen.
That's what we were initially looking, and then I go, I'm sorry.
11.5?
11.5 line.
See, this is what I find crazy as well, because the traders usually are cherry ripe. Where'd you get 11.5 from? Where'd that come from?
You mean they're going for a 4-peat and the Sharks can barely win a fucking game?
Where's that come from? Absolute madness. Yeah, it got a bit nerve-wracking towards the end. Sure. Sure. Maybe we scored late to make it 20.
And then the Sharks had some late ball.
Maybe
I'm
it
like,
was
don't.
14 and it was getting nervous there.
It was 14 for a while before. Was it Liam Martin went over maybe to put it to bed? I don't know, but
I was never that worried.
not that worried.
Not super. I wasn't.
I tell you what I was doing though. I wasn't talking about it.
No,
like in our WhatsApps and shit. I was never bringing up the
No,
score
I didn't.
line.
No, I didn't say anything. But Ella came down a couple of times, and said, "Why are you screaming at the TV?" She's like, "You keep screaming, don't you fuck me?" And I was like, "Well, because I was about to." I felt like the Sharks were trying to fuck me, Ella.
Everyone was trying
That's
to fuck
why.
us, but they didn't.
And so, yeah, I got a little vocal about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I had a ball tingling bet on. Okay, on something that I knew to be a fact.
Yes.
That I knew to be houses, and. When you've invested in something and under the pretense that you get a house back, not a house, but you get, I've already
Relative speaking.
Yeah, relatively. Then I expect to get what I paid for.
I honestly, and this is something to look to for 2025, is that I reckon every weekend you could find a house bet where you just going, okay, this thing's looking.
Not every weekend, no.
But I think I think you could roll where you go, okay, take the winnings and go on it again.
But if you were super disciplined, and I mean super disciplined, you could find house bets
pretty consistently.
Not every, definitely not every week.
Sure, okay.
But you could find a couple a month.
You could definitely find a couple a month. And if you have your house bet kitty and you just go, okay, bang, house on it. Okay, thank you for the winnings. Keep the house. And then you put the house back on. Again, all responsibly here. This is about trying to be intelligent.
And this just, you pick your own number.
It's within your own means.
Yes.
Would now be a bad time to point out your record in the hot seat on About Even?
Hot seat's
not the same thing.
Not the same thing.
So it's not real money. It's just a bit of a giggle. You're forced to put one on. It's got to be $2 odds. Again, that's why I said.
And you got to do it every single week.
It's not every week.
And it's 5 days or like 4 days before the round starts, which
we've got a pretty big balls. Like if you look at my balls bets this week, this year, there's take the Lehigh out. I'm fucking pretty good.
Yeah.
That New South Wales
That
plus
Origin
game 2, I'm like, you fucking pound the fuck out of that. I should have put more money on that. That's how confident I was. I should have put fucking all of it on. But
but we don't because it's irresponsible.
No, we don't. And we don't promote that sort of thing.
No.
I'm merely speaking about how confident I was in that result.
Yes.
And that's on the public record. That's actually on camera.
Yeah, it is.
So
the only thing I'm upset about was not going for game 3 win. Again, we were in a very heavy Lebanese situation. We didn't want to jinx anything. But I was like, game 3.
We didn't load on that though.
No, we didn't. I'm saying I wish I did. Obviously, hindsight 2020. Now, 26-6 to the Penrith Panthers. Ultimately, a butt fucking. Sharks, thanks for coming. I tell you what, I do find it harsh when the papers come out the next day and they put the player ratings and it's like some fucking journo who's like, oh, Nico Hines got a 3 out of 10. I'm like,
mate, the player ratings, I stopped reading those a while ago because they're the dumbest fucking things.
If a player gave them, like if a former player gave them.
It's not, it's some loser staff writer, isn't what he's talking about.
I'm like, if a player did it, I'd be a little bit more interested because I'm interested to know how Joey Johns rates each player. But to give fucking player, it's a bit, Now, that being said, Eddie, we kind of do it ourselves every time we come on here and talk about people playing well or bad, but not really. The point. Well, like we might say someone sucks.
Yeah, but that's what we say.
Yeah, and we know what we're talking about.
Correct.
Anyway, Nathan, late in the game, Eddie.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, he made a tackle.
He made a tackle, like a desperation tackle.
Yes.
And his shoulder went a bit, how you going?
Yes.
This guy, this kid, this wonderkind, I don't know what that means, but I hear people say it.
Is that a thing?
I hear Sam Perry say it a lot on the Great Cricketer. And
he's a
really smart wordsmith guy. And I'm always like,
well, I would argue best in class.
Yeah, so would I.
That's
it's a person.
We're actually coming into fucking Great Cricketer season as well. Like, I just can't wait for that to come back.
Yeah, it means a person who achieves great success when relatively young.
Bang. Of course he gets it right. Wonderkind. I actually don't like the way it sounds.
Kind or kind?
I think it's Wunderkind. It's like a German word.
Oh, nice.
Of course
that was the fucking Swiss in him.
But, Perry clearly very
he's worldly.
Loquacious in both languages. I don't even think loquacious is right. I just heard it on a fucking Tarantino movie.
Loquacious?
What's the thing I was saying? He's not the loquacious type.
Wow. Huge.
Whatever.
Nathan's
shoulder, dude.
Yes. Are you alarmed?
No, it's sort
Concerned?
of just, it sort of just puts into that he needs a full Rico in the offseason. And I just pair that to our friend Jarch, who needed a full Rico.
Jack Edward.
And he could barely do anything. He couldn't crack a whip. This cunt's out there fucking tackling behemoths, monsters. And it's not a drive-by at Jarch, but it's just putting into slightly is, but it's putting into perspective just how hectic Nathan is. And then to come out and his hands broken, like strapped, you're like, well, where was that? You've been hiding that. You've been hiding that, Nath.
Yeah, he's bad. He's not cherry ripe. That's for damn sure. And they're gonna be running. They'll be running trains at him.
But the Roosters tried to do that.
I
Sent
know.
big AC at him. It's like,
Yeah, just goes
fucking
bang.
come at
Like,
me,
mate,
bro.
that was a statement. Go, boss.
Yeah.
What's up?
Come at
The
me.
moment he did that, you got to set the tone. Otherwise, he'll just be running at you all night.
Yeah.
But he'll be jabbed into death.
You would think so.
I listened to an interview with the NRL Physio this morning, and I've got the script here, but it said, he basically said Nathan Cleary's shoulder is a ticking time bomb. It could pop out in one tackle and his game is over. The real risk is re-injury. That's the risk when they run it, but we know it's Nathan Cleary, so it's worth the risk. That shoulder inherently is not as stable as an uninjured shoulder, so it is more susceptible to popping out or subluxing again. Subluxing.
That makes sense. I wonder, and this is without any, I'd like to even ask someone, if it pops out,
Yes. Couldn't pop in.
why don't you just pop it back in, strap the bitch up, needle it up? Like, what's the difference? You know, Jarch's shoulder would just pop out all the time.
Yes.
What level of healing happens once that thing goes back in and doesn't pop out, say, for another 5 weeks? Is there any healing?
I think it's sore.
Right. I'm not listening to Physio Felix over
No.
here, who's just a fucking expert on everything. I'm just not doing it. Sorry. Yeah, I can't talk to you off the mic. Well, then what's the fucking... Yeah, go on. Come on. Let's get Physio Felix on. NRL Physio.
Felix.
I don't claim to be a physio, but just when I subluxed my knee last year, the injury is also around all the ligaments and connective tissue around that, because obviously your body shouldn't be doing that. So
Yes.
say you do your shoulder, then you're likely to have fraying and tearing of ligaments and stuff around that. So that's going to be really sore.
Yeah.
And weaker.
But if it's already weak enough that it's just popping out a la Jarch, right? Pops
So
out,
what you're saying
pops
is
back in.
what you're saying is if it's at the point where it can pop in and out at will because of the deteriorated ligaments, what's the fucking difference?
What's the difference between it just going, okay, sweet, so it pops in and out fucking freely,
Yes.
then you just strap it up again and needle it the fuck up again? Like, why would you be out for the game with that?
No,
That's the thing I don't understand.
Well, I don't think you would be. I think in the AFL last week, so not the final, but in the semi-finals, the ruckman for the Lions in the second jump, he completely dislocated his shoulder and came off the field with a completely dislocated
Yeah.
shoulder. And then they relocated it and he came back on.
But
and
that's
played
just
the
what the
second.
NRL Physio just said, didn't he? Ticking time bomb, as you say, if he pops a shoulder out, then he's out.
Well, yeah, I don't claim to disagree with that.
Interesting.
I'm just saying the guy in the AFL popped it, came back on.
Maybe it's more about, I don't know now, because if you're playing fucking ruckman, that's a lot of
Yeah,
shoulder
literally, it's
work.
all shoulder.
That's what I mean.
So if he comes back on, why couldn't? It's like Physio's implying that he won't be able to throw a fucking seed anymore because his shoulders come out. And I'm like, what about Mr. Ruckman, who's all shoulder?
Who's all shoulder work. Anyway,
Cleary's injury was from the preseason, so potentially it's a different. That guy came back on immediately. I don't know. This is he flared it up again in round 24 against the Storm.
he's been playing with it all year.
and went off.
And he needs surge.
He needs a full Rico. Yeah. Maybe this Ruckman man doesn't need a Rico. I don't know whether you necessarily need a full Rico after a dislocation.
So if it's just a subluxation event and it goes back in, he can play. He can come good after a couple of minutes and he can continue playing.
Can you DM NRL Physio?
Is that because there's pre-existing structural damage? Why, if it pops out, then it can't just go back in and be sweet because there's already a pre-existing injury?
Yeah, but I'm like, if it keeps popping out anyway, if it's already popping out, what's to stop it popping out and then popping back in and then
It might
popping
just be
out?
at the point now where, again, none of us know what we're fucking talking about. But
No,
it
we
might-
don't. We're musing, though.
It might just be at the point now where it's it's been going on for so long. It's
Yeah.
literally on its last legs. If he goes down wrong again, especially given he went down wrong on the weekend.
It can be dysfunctional for a period of time, which can be variable. It can be moments, 2 or 3 minutes, and then it comes good. There's not much doubt he's had a little slip of the shoulder or a little subluxation event. If that's what his problem is and being reported, that's not uncommon, but players can play with it. I know Nathan from Origin, and he's pretty tough. He plays well injured. Some players do, some players don't, and he certainly does. So, what can we glean from that, punters and dribblers? I think we can glean that Nathan Cleary will be there on Sunday, ripping and fucking tearing, and I can't see it being a problem. That's what I'm gleaning. That's what I'm gleaning. And will the kid go out there and put on a rugby league clinic? Will this be his anointment as the GOAT? If he goes out there and just rips sacks off the whole game, you're like,
Well, dude, the way he played that against the...
Well, that was the
Sharks.
comeback. That was the last 20 minutes.
No, but I'm saying this one
Sharks,
here
right.
where he goes the 40-20, which is actually...
What about the
similar
kick to
grand final.
Toto?
I know, but that was...
Broken play all over the shop. Doink.
But firstly...
So nice.
When they were on the back foot, the Sharks had almost got a 40-20, which Dylan Edwards kept in. Then Nath gets a 40-20 on the back, comes back and he hits his own 40-20. Then he fucking seeds Alamotti up for the first try.
Yeah, that 40-20 was hot.
What were his stats for the game? I think it was like 3 try assists, a 40-20, a line break, and fucking that. Well, that's a try assist that kicked to Toto, but that thing was fifth tackle, chaos. What are we doing? Here we go, give it to Nath.
So composed. Who was that ball he gave to the 2-man cutout?
Was that Alamotti?
Was that Alamotti off the back of the 40-20?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had 3 try assists, 1 line break.
That was
They were
so
running some serious shape.
Yeah.
That was fucking. They had Nico and all sorts, and
Ran for
Talakai.
150.
Sorry,
was
say that
hot.
again.
Ran for 145 metres, 3 try assists, 2 line break assists, a line break. Like, he was on fire.
He was on fire, dude.
Kid's good.
He's good. I want him to rip in the grand final.
Kid can play rugby league.
can play.
I'm starting to think about Penrith again now. I'm starting to think Panthers will win.
But then you see how well
I'll be flip-flopping.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby, I'll be flip-flopping.
Flip-flopping.
Because Jerome Hughes, probably Mr. Dally Am, he was hot.
They were all just so.
Munster was so hot. Bab's hot too. Oh.
Everyone's hot. Everyone's really hot at the moment. Jerome Luai hot. When Nathan went off and Jerome's like, all right, I'll be your number 1 playmaker. Thank you. I'll
Jerome's
put in
hot.
fucking some try assists
It's
here.
it's really hot sides playing each other. Like really fuckable sides.
Yeah. Penrith having to play in pink this year because the Melbourne were minor premiers, so they get the purple jersey and then.
What's their pink record? That's what we need to look at.
What's their pink record, dude?
That's
also
huge.
Might be another,
Playing a GF in pink's massive.
but it also might be another Cooper Cronk 2019 situation where they just have Nath out the back calling the shots.
If he's
Nate's
that.
too good, dude. He's too. I hear you.
Defensively, he could be up.
Yeah. But you think he's not as fucked as Cooper Cronk was. Like it's not
Cooper
good.
Cronk couldn't even lift his
Cooper
arm.
Cronk's like his like shoulder blade was fucking broken.
That was so hectic.
Yeah, that was hectic.
Apparently, no one knew that he was going to play. It was a matter of if the shot worked or not. The jab, if it marks some of the pain, he'd go out, and if it didn't, it wouldn't. He wouldn't. That was the call.
It was pretty tough. It's pretty tough stuff. NRL Phys can come on in 20 minutes.
We'll talk a bit of shot. May as well.
Yeah, sweet.
It'll be interesting to see as well because obviously Storm played the Roosters in that grand final. I actually remember talking about it a couple of weeks ago and someone was saying how they'd gotten quite frustrated in that game because they struggled to isolate Cooper Cronk in defence and they kind of went away from their systems. So it'll be interesting to see if like a similar thing happens with Cleary this weekend, if they sort of learned a lesson from what happened
From
in
that
grand
one where
final.
they couldn't-
Yeah.
they
I
couldn't-
don't remember exactly where or why we were talking about that or who said it, but
We were talking about
I
it?
think so.
Jeez, that seems like very
Maybe not you
intelligent,
guys
analytical
explicitly, but
conversation for Eddie and I.
What were we talking about?
The Storm frustrated that they couldn't isolate Cooper Cronk.
No, we would have been talking about someone at like Matty would have said it, and then we would have been talking.
I was
about
going to say,
it.
there's no way I had that level of nuanced fucking observation of the game. No, they were actually just struggling with their systems because they couldn't isolate Cooper.
You want that sort of shit, you got to go watch Levels. I was like, Scope and Mace the other day were just so nerdy, dude, talking about 3-man and all that shit. I'm like, you don't come anywhere near this podcast for that sort of chat.
No, you do not.
I can't find anything about their win record in the pink jersey, but
That's
that's
a random stats guy.
That needs to be front and center.
That's a random stats guy. I'm just going to
He's got the leap year stuff up, but I need that pink jersey stuff. That's what I need.
Punters and dribblers, potty brought to you by our good friends at Ned's. Jeez, it's pony time. It's rugby league grand final time.
It's the time to get an Ed's account if you don't have one. It's the time.
This is it.
This is it, baby. It's whips a cracking time. You got the GF this weekend, okay, which means you got a same gamer. You got the fucking Clive Church, Okay, you got them. You've got first try scorer, last try scorer, margins, lines.
You've
all
got
the
it
good
all.
stuff.
You've got it all.
Then what do you got next week, mate? Pony time, baby. Nay. That sort of shit, bruh.
Get it at Ned's.
It's where you get it.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. She was fucking seeing me getting around in this thing. She was like, oh, this is sick. She said I look like a cool, what was it? No, seeing my outfit today, she said I look like a cool Scandinavian father.
Big Scandi
Boy,
father.
dude, sorry for looking like a cool Scandinavian
Big
dad.
Scandi
in
dad.
me Lusso Clouds, the most comfortable fucking shoes in the world.
Huge Scandi dad.
Yeah. You got some ads coming. Anywho, so I think now we've got Rando onto. He's going to hopefully come back to us. I don't know whether he has the. I don't know how quick Rando operates. Whether he'll be able to come back to us this episode with Storm.
So he's got 4 wins, 3 losses this season.
Is he going to be able to
But
come
I'll
back
ask
to us
him-
with a more
What about
holistic?
big games?
Well, they've never played in grand finals in pink,
Prelims, semis. They've always been top of the table, haven't they?
so they've always probably
They've
had.
always played in black.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I just want the
What
club.
was it?
I just
4
want the
wins,
club's
what?
record. I need the club's record.
I need overall record
Yeah.
in pink.
That's important.
All time.
Yeah, I just asked him.
Thanks. So,
I think we park that and we get on some other rugby league news and then we'll come back to it because we've got physio.
Let's
hopefully
do it.
Rando. Kevin Walters sacked. Jesus Christ, dude. Ruthless.
you got to think, if you're doing thinking,
Yep.
that there's a chance he lost the Boars.
Yeah, but then even like Renault. See, this is where I don't know whether like Renault is like
Chance he lost the Boars.
gaslighting me right now. And I mean Adam Reynolds here. Because he's sort of, you always felt like he wasn't super tight with Kev or like that there was a bit of friction. But
Well,
he was like, but he
a little, a bit of the good bloke shit coach.
weird.
Cobbo
Like,
stuff.
dude, I watched that video again. It is, can we get that Cobbo comments about Kevin? When you watch it again, you're like, holy fuck, that was brutal. But Renault came out and was like, we had no idea. We're a bit disappointed. We love Kev. And I'm like,
Bullshit.
that feels a bit gaslighty, dude. I feel like none of you did.
That's not gaslighting. I think that's just like, go out and say the right thing.
Yeah, but it is sort of a little bit.
Well,
when everyone knows it
no,
to be true, it is
Sorry.
gaslighting.
Yes, it is. Yes.
And yes, I'm allowed
You're
to say
right.
gaslighting like I'm a teenage girl. I feel gaslit by Adam Reynolds.
Most misused word of the last
Yeah.
decade.
Not by me.
No.
That was correct. But
If you disagree with people, they go, "You gaslighting me." I'm
yeah,
like,
I know.
no, I'm just disagreeing
I
with
just
you.
don't agree with what you're saying. But dude, they re-signed him. They extended him this year in March, Kevin, off the back of a grand final where he was a Nathan Cleary away from greatness.
So March is before the season.
Yeah, because he just fucking got to a grand final.
Yep. And they extended him, I assume, because they thought they'd probably make the finals again.
Sure.
But they come.
But there's
12th?
but there's a bit more to it than just where they came on the ladder. Obviously, that dictates, like that is the broad strokes view of the season. No, they did not have a good season, but they had a lot of fucking injuries. Their main playmaker Adam Reynolds was out for fucking ages. Reece Walsh was out. Ezra Mann was out. Payne Haas was out. They lost Flegler. They lost Herbie. They lost fucking Capewell. Like a lot of shit happened. No, they shouldn't have missed out on the finals, but like there's a bit more nuance to the discussion about what actually happened there.
I think, and this is from a bloke who has absolutely no idea what he's talking about, but it has seemed to me, sitting in my blue chair, fucking 1,000 miles away,
1,000 miles.
whatever it is to Brisbane, like. People, it was up to Kevin to prove to everyone he could coach, because there does seem to be this sort of underlying assumption that he can't. And I think that if you go in with that sort of, if you look at him through that lens of Kevvie can't coach, prove to me you can, and he makes the finals once in 4 years, is that good enough?
No,
When you got blokes like Cobbo coming out saying that he's a fucking weird coach and
that's
weird
the
bloke and all
thing.
that shit.
That's
You
all
put
the
all that in there, and then Haas. I mean, Staggs hasn't re-signed. Cobbo hasn't re-signed.
Walsh, I don't think officially
Walsh hasn't
has.
re-signed. you know, if you start to scratch away at the wood, maybe the board's aware of what the managers are all saying or the agents are all saying. Yeah, they're not sold on him. They're not sold on him. They're not sold on him. You got to make a call, and then you'd be looking at that Madge Maguire, hard man, clip around the ears of the Gen Zs who get a bit loose and a bit lippy. You get bashed if you said that about fucking Madge.
Well, you couldn't say it about Madge, premiership winner.
He comes in,
winner.
He wins Origin. They win in Queensland. He's won comps before.
He won with New Zealand.
He had an awful side. No disrespect with the Tigers. He's won with New Zealand. The guy's a winner, and he's got that record. What's he? The drought breaker?
Yeah.
Isn't that his thing? Well, if I'm the Broncos, I'm looking at a serious drought. If it doesn't rain for 20 years, you're thirsty as fuck.
Yeah.
So I reckon they're looking at him going, this guy's cherry, right? We don't want him getting gobbled up by another club. Time to strike.
I respect the decision. I respect the ruthlessness of it. Like, as in, I feel bad for Kevvie.
I
respect the ruthlessness of it, where it's just like, yeah, sorry, bruh. We're going to go somewhere else, even though we fucking just signed you.
The Leicester City coach, who's that, Ranieri?
Claudio Ranieri.
He was sacked a year after winning the Premier League, the greatest win of all time in the history of sport. Like, fucking sport's ruthless as fuck.
Yeah. Well, that actually is way more ruthless. I wonder what happens if you're Billy Walters. Because you'd be feeling fucking dirty as all fuck. Poor old Kevvie crying in the press conference and shit. Like, he just seems like a really good dude.
Seems like a really good dude.
Great guy. Weird guy. Great guy, though. Shit coach. But, like, if you're Billy Walters, you're like, fuck these cunts. Or if you're Billy Walters, you're like, I'm not playing first grade at any other club. Is that true? Is that fair?
I can't comment on that. I'm certainly not the right guy to be going, is there a place for Billy Walters in first grade anywhere in Australia?
Well, not like, you're right. That's probably maybe too harsh. But, like, he wasn't a first grader. He wasn't like a first choice first grader when he was at the Tigers. He wasn't a lock.
No.
He's played very well for Brisbane, and I like the guy.
I like the kid. Big fan of him. It is fucking ruthless, dude, for poor old Kevvie, who's just missed a Bronco. You know, like...
Well, do you know how in the paper today, I don't know whether...
Where to now for him, though?
In the paper today, and I don't know whether this is what Alf said himself, or whether this is how they refer to the two of them. But the headline was basically like, Alf uncertain of future after sacking of soulmate Kevin. He's fucking Alf's soulmate.
Did Alfie refer to him as his soulmate? Where's soulmate?
They put
come
soulmate
from?
in fucking quotations.
But so someone said it.
But they didn't quote anyone in it. Or what's not quotations? Is it just inverted commas then, or is that the same as quotation marks? The one where it's
so you're saying, mate, he was asked off the record and he goes, mate, I'm not going to, my soulmate's been.
He said that he basically said, no comment, I'm going away on holidays to think about my future. So he's had to go to on an eat, pray, love to work out like.
Listen, the old boy brigade, it's time to move on. You know what I mean? Like, it's not working. You got to move in a direction where you can start to win some comps again.
Yes, I mean, there's some players that probably need to take a bit of responsibility as well, because there's some fucking good players there.
They've got a fucking elite side.
They've got a really good side. That's the thing. It's like also like play better. Hey, play better.
That's a top four side.
Yeah.
Every day of the week.
Hey, Broncos, play better.
Every single day of the week.
Dude, you think about Ricky Stewart would fucking suck a golf ball through a garden hose for that lineup.
Are you kidding me, bro? Through a garden hose for that side.
He'd suck chili through a garden hose for that fucking team.
And do it on his ear.
Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Who wouldn't? So, no excuses.
Play like a champion.
Play like a champion.
But I do feel sorry for Kev.
I feel so sorry for
Kev.
Mate, Kev seems like just a tip-top.
He'd be a great guy. You know what? He'd be like a nice father-in-law to have.
He'd be the best.
He'd want to go play golf with you. He'd want to hang out. He'd be like, he wouldn't be too fucking etch.
Dude, he'd be the best father-in-law. You know what I mean? You could sit down and watch the footy with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 9 holes, 18, maybe 12.
Yeah, listen, well, he'd probably like 12 as well. Like,
like
fuck
12
that. Let's go back to let's go to the clubhouse.
Let's go murder schooners. We'll get the girls to pick us up later.
Have you got it?
Yeah.
I think that's why I stopped watching. Yeah. You know my mate that lives in Brisbane.
Yeah.
I've told you about. Oh yeah, I've already told you. He doesn't want you to have a rest.
Yeah.
He wants you to play every game.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll try.
He wants you to play every game.
Yeah.
The fuck,
He
Tobler?
wants to know. You don't have to answer it. But he wants to know if Kevvie's a good coach or not.
I reckon he's a good person.
Yeah.
He's a good person, like a good bloke. But I don't think he's a good coach. Like he's not the best coach, but he's alright. Like, I feel like he's just a good person. Yeah. Yeah, he's just a good person, But I don't reckon he's a coach. Even though
That's what you need, right?
yeah, but even though he experienced footy, he been through all that grand finals and all that, but I feel like he's not a coach. But he's a good bloke. He's a good person. Does a lot for the club and that too. Yeah. But the way he coaches, it's a bit weird, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not the normal.
Yeah. But no, he's a good person. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a right coach. Yeah.
I don't remember.
I don't remember
it being that brutal.
Yeah, dude. That's why I watched it again on the
I
weekend.
don't
And I was
remember
like,
it being that
holy
hectic.
shit.
That's all we needed.
Yeah.
Watch that again.
Yeah.
If you've got any proof or any doubts in your mind about why he was sacked, Gordon Tallis should watch that as well and go, there you go, bruh. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why.
Now, insane that he said that, Selwyn Cobbo. Insane. Like, even like, oh, he's young, naive. It's like, there's, you could be,
No.
No,
They
like-
came out trying to like
sweep it.
sweep that shit. Sorry, no. It was considered. He didn't stumble in his words. He said it 10 times probably.
He couldn't have said it
He
more
kept
clearly.
going back,
And
he was trying to preface it being like he's a good bloke. Like I'm not knocking his character.
No.
This is a professional assessment. And my professional assessment is he's shit. That's what
And
he
weird.
said. And weird.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked. Three times I missed the finals in 4 years. The club, the players clearly think that
he's
is a
a weird
world of
guy.
him from a coaching perspective. And you move on and you see that bright, shiny little Madge over there who's done the damn thing,
yeah. What do we think?
which is unfortunate
Yeah.
for us,
For
Tom.
us.
Now, let's get selfish for a moment.
Let's get selfish.
This time last year, or whenever it was,
This year, we won Origin.
no, when we were like, who the fuck's going to coach us? Like, let's get rid of Freddie because he caught the mind virus, the Origin mind virus, which now infects Billy's. And it was time to go, pack her up sort of stuff. And we realised then and there that we don't really have anyone. We'd forgotten about Madge, or we were a bit
No,
uncertain
I think
about
we
him.
weren't really stoked on Madge. I think that's okay to say because he'd just been at the Tigers, which is a poisoned chalice.
It makes you look like shit.
It makes you look really bad.
Yep.
And then once you get away from it, you're like, oh, it was
Yep.
actually just
Yep.
the Tigers.
But we also said, and this is on the public record, let's see how he goes.
Yeah, give him a chance.
And he won Origin, which is great. But now it's seemingly back in the same spot we were then, being like, well, who we got now?
Dude, they're starting to throw around Laurie Daly. Now,
Again? What?
listen,
For God's
we've already made the mistake.
sake.
We've made the mistake of maybe not being as effusively supportive of Madge as we should have been. That maybe it's just like fucking, I've got to support whoever. But it's kind of like until they select him, I will just have to speak my truth. Once if he's selected, I'm fucking in Laurie. We trust. But I will say, with respect to LD, fuck, really?
Was Laurie there in 14?
He was 14.
He was 14. Okay. So he's done it.
He's done it, but there was a reason why he stopped doing it.
Well, you can't do it forever.
No, you can't. And in fairness to Laurie, he was coaching in the moment where we were against some motherfuckers. But like
Did he leave in 17 and then 18? So 18, 19
2021,
was 18, 19, 21 were Freddie's wins.
Yeah, Laurie was there 13 to 17.
Yeah. Yep. 13, 14, 15, 16,
1,
17.
6,
So 1
lost
and
9.
5.
Jesus Christ.
1 and 5.
Yeah. Fucking Joey, can't you do it? Can't like
Well,
you know?
can't Matty and Joey both do it?
Can you
together?
guys not fucking do it? I know you guys are busy, but
I know we've asked. We've asked a lot, and it just seems to be falling on deaf ears.
Do you reckon the Broncos, because Madge signed a 2-year deal, do you reckon they'd let him just go one more? Just go, listen, I'll come coach the Broncos, just let me see out me fucking tenure.
No. Absolutely
Look,
not.
I don't think they would either, but it'd be nice.
Absolutely not.
It's funny.
Would be the
It's
answer.
funny that like a lot of the reporting, like being like,
Queensland club, New South Wales coach, no.
But a lot of the
No.
reporting has been like, oh fuck, how will Brisbane react to a New South Wales coach? I'm like, it's not Origin, guys. Like, this isn't
Get with the times.
get with the times. Like, you backwards ass fucking tree climbing Queenslanders. Like, it's not about Origin.
Yep. I tell you who fucking like, where's Wayne Bennett from? Actually, is he Queenslander?
I would assume, yeah.
I actually don't know.
No, of course
I went to Say's at Queensland, but then I was like, I actually don't know where
Queensland
he's
coach.
from.
He's a Queenslander.
He, like, were the Dragons upset with his work? Were the Rabbitohs upset with his work?
Yeah, he was born in rural Queensland.
Yeah. What are we talking about? Not a big deal.
No, not a big deal. That's what I'm just like, what's that even a thing? Why is that even a thing? Oh, he's from fucking New South Wales.
Are there even that many Queensland coaches getting around?
Interesting. Seabold's one. Wayne's one. Kevvie was one. Sticky, no. Bellamy, no. Adam O'Brien, who the fuck knows?
Robbo, no.
Robbo, I would assume no.
Serraldo, no.
Serraldo, no.
Payton's from Parramatta.
Who?
Todd Payton.
Todd Payton. Donk
Is he
Riles.
Queenslander?
No. Donk's a
Donk.
fucking New South Welshman.
It's not that.
Huh? Desi, New South Wales.
There's not many.
Exactly. Like, what do you want?
So what do you like? My point is, what
Yeah.
are you going to get, Mal?
Get Mal.
Why don't you get Mal?
Well, Mal's had a tough couple of weeks. I feel bad for Mal.
Same.
Mal's been rejected and he was fucking offended and he was upset. And now KP's backflipped. Have you seen that?
No.
I'll play.
Really?
Don't Masood me. I'll play. Sorry.
Oh, he's backflipped.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Mal, this is the thing. Mal's like, he still might get selected. I'm like, tell you what this is like. This is to me how I would attribute it. When Steph dumped me on our way before we went to Bali for a holiday.
Yep, you cried.
Okay, that was mean. I didn't cry because I'm a man.
Yes, you did.
I'm fucking. But then her going.
It's okay to cry, by the way.
No, you're right. It is. She then goes, "We can still go if you want."
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not gonna go to fucking Bali with you after you've dumped me on the eve of the holiday.
Yeah.
That to me would be akin to Mal being like, no, you can still play for Australia. Be like, fuck it, bro. It's funny. My mood around the whole thing has changed significantly from when it first dropped, where I was like, I don't give a fuck. Then hearing Kempy and the way it was explained, and like, doing a bit of my own reading and soul searching about the whole issue.
Eat, pray, love.
Eat, pray, love around it. And again, like, fucking power to you, Kalen. I don't give a fuck. But like, okay, you don't want to represent Australia, or you don't feel like, cool. Like, all good, but like, no, I'm not going to pick you for Australia now.
Well, I said that last week on the DMP. I think his cards are marked now.
And listen, I don't want to be like a never again guy, never to represent Australia again.
They're marked for now.
But for now, I'm like, yeah, nah, fuck it. But also, apparently, the Knights were like, call Mal. And him and his old man were like, nah.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I heard that on Morning Glory.
What's that
I think.
about?
I heard that on Morning Glory.
That's absurd.
They didn't do it.
That's absurd.
And there's a million different rumors and innuendos around this thing. One of them was that, and I don't even think this is a rumor, this was fact, the way that Webster was reporting it, they were told by the Knights, like, speak to Mal, let him know, didn't do it. No, no. Then there's another one that I read.
They said no,
Well,
or they didn't get
do it.
around to it.
That's the same thing.
Yes.
I
suppose.
The other one was that he was a little bit disgruntled, Kalen. This is maybe why he didn't want to play. That he's angry at the Australian setup because last year he won the Dally M and kept training after the Knights were knocked out to be fit and firing for Australia. He won the Dally M thinking he'd get picked, didn't get picked, and no one called him to say that he didn't get picked. And he's like, fuck you. But I think that's been denied. Then there was another one saying that he actually wants to play for New Zealand.
That makes sense.
It does.
We can't play for New Zealand now.
Yeah, but like you're trying to find a way.
You can't.
Don't talk to me. I'm just saying there was rumours and innuendos.
We're talking about it, and I'm saying he can't.
No,
because
but
he fucking played Knights.
Yeah, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that there was a part of that which was like he was just trying to find a way to play for New Zealand.
Right. Well, stiff shit. Too late.
Too bad, so sad.
Too bad, so sad. I can see, though, my ears, because I'm a human being, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I have emotion and stuff.
Yep.
And I understand sometimes the way we operate.
Yeah.
And I can see a world where if I was Dally M medalist of the year and I was the best player in the world, quote unquote, according to Dally M, and I wasn't given a call for missing an Australia side, I'd be a little bit fucked off too.
So would I.
And I can see what tit for tat's not healthy. It's
Well,
not
an
the way
eye
to
for an
live.
eye makes the whole world blind.
Whole world blind. Whole world's blind.
Yeah.
Now we're a blind world, and we don't want that.
Well, 'cause you won't be able to
Caitlin should have
enjoy the
turned the
beauty.
other cheek
Yeah.
and said, "Big Mao, lay me on one, baby."
Well, to her as human, to forgive
It's
divine.
divine. That's right. It's the way that we should all live.
Okay, now Meninga himself has spoken, confirming to Fox League on Saturday that he has spoken to Ponga, who said was simply unaware of the representative protocols. We had a really good, which again is on the Knights though. Like the Knights.
What does
should have
that
known
mean?
that.
What does
Well,
that mean?
so the protocols being that you have to make yourself available.
Unless you have like an injury.
Unless you're injured, you have to be available for representative games.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't just pick and choose.
Yes.
But the Knights sort of at
And
least
because he didn't flag that he was injured,
then he can't do it. He was
Big
just
regret.
no. But the Knights should have known. Someone at the Knights should have known that. Like it's all well and good to tell him to tell Meninga, but you should know that he actually can't fucking do it. Or let's come up with an injury. Anyway. Mal says that Ponga, who just said he was simply unaware of the protocols. We had a really good conversation, and to be really honest with it all, I feel that he didn't understand the protocols and processes that go with removing yourself from representative football. There's certain obligations from a licensing point of view from a club, and then obviously the players sign their agreements. You've got to make yourself available for representative football, and you've got to have a good reason to not. Good
so
reason.
you should have known this.
A good reason or injuries allow you to miss the championships.
Tell you who should have known this?
Who?
His dad.
Yeah. Well,
Who's his agent?
who's
his manager? Who
he-
should fucking know this?
Yeah. But again, that's also what Webster was saying. This is the problem with having.
Should know this.
This is the potential problem with having a dadager as opposed to.
But you can have a dadager. The mummager, Kris Jenner, she fucking.
Listen,
she
I'm not
best in
saying you
class.
can't. I'm not saying you can't. And obviously, Kris Jenner, best in class. Shout out to you, babe. But the benefit of having, say, maybe a more established manager is that they maybe have dealt with some of this shit.
I
before.
completely agree, but I'm saying you got to skill up.
Yeah.
You want to be that dadager? You want to live that dadager life?
Yeah.
Skill the fuck up.
It could, yeah, no, completely. And if you were to believe that, if the rumours of the disgruntled Kalen situation from the last time, you could also imagine a dadager being a little disgruntled because, yes, you're a manager, but you're also your son's father,
You're also a Kiwi. Proud one too.
who probably is like, fuck
Go
this.
on, they wouldn't have done that to your son.
Yeah. Well, fuck no.
Tell you who wouldn't do that to you? Kiwis.
He'd be captain.
Yeah.
He'd be New Zealand captain.
Yeah, he would.
100%. He'd be captain of New Zealand, doing the haka and shit.
And they would have discussed that. That would have been talked about over the kitchen table.
It quite possibly
the
could
KT,
have.
not
Yeah.
the KP, the KT.
At the KT kitchen table.
So when you start to unpack it on that level, it makes sense.
We're emotional beings.
Yes,
We're
we
emotional
are.
creatures
Yeah.
at our core.
In our souls.
But then again, and this is the part of me that's like been changing my emotions to it, and a bit more of my national pride has started to kick in. You know, my underneath the Southern Cross I stand energy.
Yeah, you girt by sea.
My
sort of
girt
stuff.
by sea, my
Yeah.
two up, even though that's an Anzac thing. But you know what I mean. You
And
know.
from all the lands on earth we come.
Correct. Share a dream, single one voice.
I and you are, we are Australia. I get it.
Yeah. But so that when that started to kick in, and then I hear rumours from a few sources now, Eddie.
Not just one.
No, multiples. That the great and powerful Tommy Trebojevic is delaying surgery so that he can represent his country.
See, that actually
while he's
shocks me.
completely fucked. And even from a Manly perspective, I'm like, Jesus Christ.
But this is.
But I'm like,
this is
but I'm
kangaroos.
also there's big. There are things bigger, and that's the sea we're girt by.
Yep. And the nation.
Yeah.
When I heard that last week, and it was the first time I'd heard it, because I just assumed automatically, given the state of his body, that he wouldn't be available for Australian duties. But to hear he's putting it back.
Well, we got DM'd by a friend who played golf with a Manly player.
Yep.
And that Manly player revealed that that's the go.
Okay.
So that he can represent his country. Now, I'm happy to hear that. I am interested to know how the fuck that's going to work because he was below his best for Manly with those injuries.
He just wants to be around the club.
I get it, but I'm just like, are you at international standard given your injuries?
Where would he even play?
Centers,
yeah. But would he like?
He's got a knee injury. He's got fucking shoulders.
At the moment, based on what I've seen, eye test stuff.
He's off the pace.
He's off the pace
because he's fucking half dead.
He's not in the best 13 in the country at the moment.
I wouldn't have thought. Well, then you think about who would the centers be.
Where's Latrell at? Hammer and Latrell.
Latrell suspended, so he's going to miss a game.
So Hammer,
yep. Val out.
Yeah, he is.
Katoni Staggs, not better than Tommy.
But like,
Critter, he's fucking Samoa.
Bradman
Best,
potentially. He's
Matt
been
Burton as well, potentially.
Matt Burton. There's people around.
They're around.
They're fitter than him.
Yeah.
Tommy not fit. Tommy's at what, 50%?
The guy is just an absolute animal. But still, you'd pick him over fucking Bradman Best and Matt Burton. Not better from a Manly perspective, I wouldn't. But I would.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that he loves his nation.
He loves his nation.
And that puts into context KP's
maybe not as
lack
much
thereof.
Yeah,
it would seem.
It doesn't,
face value.
Face value.
Face
Optics.
Value.
Optics feel like you don't love your country as much. That's just the optics. And even if you didn't know the rule, it's not really about that.
It's not. It doesn't matter.
It's not really about the rule.
It doesn't matter about the rule because the rule is, I'm only playing because I'm actually have to, obligated legally. It's not about that. It's do you want to? Do you want to slip yourself into that green and gold?
Yeah.
Do you want to put the kangaroo on the heart? Okay. Do you want to go there and build out the national anthem, cry with your brothers?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's about.
It's got to mean more.
It's supposed to, Tom.
Yeah. And if it doesn't, I'm not a like, hey, suspend him from Origin and fucking games. I'm like, never to play again then.
I don't even think you need to do that. You just
stop picking him.
You look at them through a different lens, like when Cleary tried to take it to the highest court in the land to play for Queensland. I didn't forget that. I think he's a great player.
Seems like a good guy.
I think he's a great guy. He speaks well. I've got nothing. I don't have a bad thing to say about Cleary, but all I'm saying is that wasn't lost on me.
No.
Him trying to take that to the highest court in the land and then acting later on like he didn't. I'm like, you did.
No,
That's
you did.
what happened.
No, that happened. Like, we can't walk that back. You went to the fucking Hague to try and... Sorry, we want to send you to the Hague. You went to the
He went to the
Human Rights
High
Commission.
Court, mate. Down in Canberra. Took it down there. So...
We don't forget.
I don't think Big Mal forgets this. There's no way in the world.
Well, Big Mal, a rugby league elephant.
This.
Elephants don't forget.
You got to think about this. World Cup final, under the pump, we're down by 10, right? There's 10 minutes on them. You want people that love their nation out there.
Yeah.
Love their nation.
Feel the weight of it.
Yes.
You want to feel the weight of your nation. That's a privilege.
But yeah. And you're playing for more than yourself. You're playing for...
Your people.
Your people. That's right.
And if you don't feel like you're part of part of the people.
You got to be rowing in the right direction, the same direction.
Yeah. Sounds like you're trying to get off the fucking boat.
He's jumped in the water.
Yeah.
And pretended to catch a crab. That's a rowing term.
Yeah, it is.
But he hasn't.
No,
footage suggests he didn't.
Lay down Sally sort of stuff.
Yeah, lay down Sally sort of stuff. And we know how we think about Sally. No offense to Sally.
She's in WA doing yoga. We're happy for you. But
I'm happy for you, Sally, but no one's forgotten.
if you're over in WA thinking, oh, fuck, I think finally people have forgotten.
Nah.
No.
You lay down with like 200 metres to go. Not good enough.
And you had it in you, apparently.
Mate, Navy SEALs, apparently this is their saying. I read this somewhere at Goggin shit. When you think you're at your absolute end of your tether, you're done, you're fucked, it's all over. It's either you've got, they reckon you got about another 40% to give. Like you're not even close. So when Sally laid down.
She wasn't.
No.
You basically need to be dead.
Correct.
No,
was Physio on the blower?
Oh, fuck.
Rando's come back with the record from 2020 for the Panthers in the pink jersey, which is about as far back as he can go. And it's 26 wins and 9 losses, which is around 74% win rate in the Penrith pink.
Okay, so it's a good win rate.
It's a good win record.
Very good.
Now, punters and dribblers, the Big Day Rosé, shout out to everyone who has got some of the re-release in time for the long weekend. That's going to sell out today, I would say.
Yeah, it's looking like that.
Looking likely to sell out today, so get in while the getting's good, or this evening, hopefully. So by the time this comes out, hellosport.shop, you'll find it there. You'll find the links. Go there, enjoy yourself. 3-pack to celebrate the launch of the 2024 vintage. We'll get you 20% discount.
Plus free shipping.
Which
is huge.
Now, also, while we're on it, Good Day Daily Multivitamins.
Heard of it?
How good's that windbreaker? Not for you, unfortunately.
Heard of it? We used to do reviews on here, Tom, and I'm going to do another one.
Do one.
Just because I actually fucking love doing them.
Perfect.
Remember, begoodhealth.com.au, code dribbler or dribblers is 20% off. I should know that.
Yeah, you should.
I'm going to say it's dribblers. Capitalisation not required. But we're already changing lives. It's as simple as that. This was just a nice one. Good day, all right. 5 stars. I'm almost 59, feeling lethargic and lazy. I decided to give Good Day a go. Straight away, I felt better and different. Had more energy and was focused. I started running again and enjoying life to the fullest. Love it. DK,
Love it.
59.
There you go.
DK's running again.
There you go. He's back running. So listen, it's for you. It's for your old man. It's for your mum. It's for whoever. If you feel like taking a bit more control of your nutritional health, vitamins, minerals, et al., start with Good Day. It's the least you can do. begoodhealth.com.au. Promo code dribblers. 20% off.
20% off.
Bang.
Literally the least you can do.
There you go.
It's the least.
It honestly is.
The least you can do.
All right, punters and dribblers, we've managed to locate the man with all the information, the number one physio in the biz, Brian Senior, NRL Physio. Fizz, how are you? Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on, boys. I'm very excited. It's a Monday. I've just smashed out a big morning, so good to sit and talk some, hopefully some good information, but also some dribble as well.
Absolutely. So what have you been, just cracking backs, sacks and backs?
Mate, I did a public service announcement for everybody the other day on social media to not get their necks cracked. So we're going to stay away from necks being cracked, but anything else is okay.
Is that because that's a bit more? Was that a bit more in the woo-woo land of chiropractic? Is that why? Or is this
I think physios. So there's some physios out there who do it as well. It's just there's some pretty big risks for cracking necks, so it's just not worth it, guys. Just don't do it.
Okay. I think I hear what you're putting down.
Like walking and shit.
Is just on chiropractics?
Yeah,
that's the term.
I'm not sure.
Is that it's woo? That's woo woo, isn't it?
There is a lot of woo woo in a lot of what they do. I think the guy who came up with it initially was concerned that there were ghosts in people's bones.
Yeah, I think it was L. Ron Hubbard who might have come up with chiropractic.
Scientology.
But there are some very good chiros out there who I love and refer to, but yeah, there's also some pretty bad ones.
Not the Ghostbuster type. I actually used to get a bit of chiropractic done when I was younger. I don't know why the fuck I went though, because I didn't have any issues, but it was like they did just used to like spin your neck and it'd just crack, and you're like, righto, well I guess that's better now. But there was nothing anyway. I did stop. Shout out to actually I won't say his name. Now. We got you on here, Fizz. I hope I can call you Fizz.
Yeah, of course.
Because obviously Nathan Cleary's shoulder is essentially fucked. And we were reading through your comments. What publication was it, Cody?
Daily Telegraph.
The Daily Telegraph, the Men's Women's Weekly, where you were quoted as sort of as saying like, ticking time bomb and that it can pop out sort of at any point, but if it were to pop out, so what is it here? It could pop out in one tackle and his game is over. So the question we had here was like, if the shoulder's already in such a fucked position.
A rugby league state.
A rugby league state, Edward. If it was just to pop out in the game, why wouldn't he then just be able to pop it back in, like go off, pop it back in, strap it up, needle it, if it's already in such a fucked position?
I love how these articles get put together, boys, because that was part of like a 15-minute phone conversation where like one little throwaway line was like, oh yeah, ticking time bomb, but a lot of injuries are, but then that becomes like this big headline. It's always fun, which is good, but effectively what I would say to that is absolutely he can do that. Like I don't want to talk about the evil code too much on this, rugby league show, but we saw with the Brisbane Lions, they had one of their ruckmen pop their shoulder out, not in the grand final the week before. He went in, got it needled up, got it strapped up. He then came back out and popped it out again shortly after. So I think that, like, it is possible to come back out, but you just risk it going again, effectively. And every time it comes out, the risk is that you're doing further damage, and that can obviously have implications for more extensive surgery, longer term damage, which, so it's always that balance. But I think in a grand final, you're going to do everything you can to keep him on the field.
Absolutely. We got to take a moment to quickly shout out our resident physio in the studio, Felix, who brought up the Brisbane Lions guy and was like, surely you can just pop that fucker back in. So they've just, look, it's not that they've taken you out of context, but they have taken one thing you've said and just made that the headline, which we'll probably do as well. I hope you're okay with that.
Of course, go for it.
Yeah, Nathan
I'm okay
Cleary
with them
might
doing
die.
it.
So where do you think he's at then? Do you think, like, how serious do you think it is for Nathan? Do you think this is eggshell stuff or he'll be right?
No, effectively, I think, and what I said in the big long phone conversation was that the odds are better than not that he'll get through the game okay, because the best way I can describe it is that the global re-dislocation rate's about 50%, but 50% is talking like, if a player comes back and plays 20 games, their risk is 50% over that time.
Right.
So it means for every individual game, their risk is less than 50% that's going to pop out. So odds are in his favour. But like a really good example, and like this is a really good team to compare it to, Cleary had the exact same injury in 2021. He came back and played out 9 games, didn't re-dislocate it at all.
Okay.
Last year, Jerome Luai had the exact same injury, played out 2 games. The second game was the grand final, and as we all saw, he couldn't make it to full-time because he screwed his shoulder up again, so he had to come off. So it just shows you that I think that is what I was trying to get across in the interview was the uncertainty around it.
Right.
Like that's why they're carrying Brad Schneider on the bench. Like they wouldn't usually carry Schneider on the bench, but they're having to carry him there because they're like, oh, geez, like there is a potential that it could go, at any point. And I think that's where the ticking time bomb, massive headline
Ticking
came
time
from.
bomb. Yeah. Well, can you say Nathan Cleary might die if shoulder pops out? And then we'll just pop that in there if that's all right. We were also, this is now probably going to sound a little out in terms of the timeline of this podcast all over the shop.
Yes.
But we were just discussing the great and powerful Tom Trbojevic, the pride of the league. We're hearing rumours that he is going to hold off surgery so he can play for Australia with, I believe, a grade 3 AC on one, a grade 2 AC on the other shoulder, and a medial ligament injury in his knee. Outside of the medial ligament side of thing, maybe just for a second, but like, is that even like, what's the go there? Is that just pretty play on? Like, is he just going to be continually needled up? Is that just sort of the process from here? Does it get any better in the time between his last game and Australia playing?
Yeah, so the Turbo situation compared to the Cleary situation are kind of opposite ends of the spectrum. The Turbo situation is pretty much all pain. It's just pain management. So you just needle it up. The best thing for it is rest. So obviously him having, unfortunately for you boys, a few weeks off since they lost and then a few weeks until the internationals, that's the best thing for it. And to be honest with you, I'd be surprised if he needs surgery at all. Like Kalen Ponga's got the exact same injury. He hasn't had surgery. Val Holmes has got the exact same injury. Cam Murray has the same injury. They just play on with a shot, like it's like the tip of the shoulder between the shoulder blade and the collarbone. That joint is just torn, and you can function without it, and players do. So I'd actually be surprised if Turbo needs surgery at all. And it's risky in the short term for pain, but not really for like long-term damage. Whereas Cleary, it's a bit different in that his is less about pain and more about like risk of dislocation and risk of like longer-term damage.
Okay, there you go. That makes me feel a little bit better from a Manly perspective. That it's just like,
yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about the AC joints for Manly at all, because even if he like fucks it up again playing for Australia, he's going to be fine for next year.
Okay. Well, need not worry.
Need
that's
not worry.
why he wants to. That's why he wants to represent the nation.
That's why he's like, fuck it, I'll play for Australia. I'll be back to basically fully fit. No one needs an AC joint. How long do those needles last? Someone said they only last like 5 minutes. Is that bullshit?
Yeah, it's not 5 minutes, but like it lasts as long as until you cop another big whack on that shoulder again, and then the needle wears off pretty quickly. So they're not. That's why he's getting them at before the game, then at halftime. If they could run a doctor out, mid-game and do it, they'd probably do it as well, because they're like it's super painful. he's very tough, boys, as you would know. Like he's a very tough man to play through something like that.
Oh, fuck, he just loves his club and he loves the game of rugby league, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He just
mate.
does.
Yeah, and he loves his nation.
Clearly.
He clearly loves his country. And we love you, NRL Physio, Mr. Fizz. Thank you very much for coming on, mate. Much appreciated. You're a great follow. I assume anyone who listens to this podcast follows you anyway, but NRL Physio on Instagram. It's always nice and sometimes depressing to see your takes on certain injuries that we see in the game. Just a quick one.
I like the animations.
Yeah, who's doing those for you? Is that you? You knocking them up yourself?
Nah, magic of YouTube, boys. Just some good editing skills.
There you go. That's it. Work smarter, not harder.
Yeah,
I like
that's it.
Awesome, mate. Thanks for coming on. Enjoy your finals rugby league, and we'll. What do you do in the off season? You must be like, what the fuck do I do now? Other than be a physio.
Cricket. It's just all finger stuff.
Yeah.
No, thankfully, I get kept busy enough by my day-to-day job. I don't know how I handle it in season, to be honest. So it's a good relief. But happy to be on, boys. Love the show. So it's good to be here.
Good man. Nice to talk to you.
Thanks, Fizz.
There you go.
The Fizz.
The Fizz.
He made me feel a lot better about Tommy.
Shitloads better about Tommy. Shitloads better. And this is why, podcasting's where it's at, dude. Because you can sit there and have a fucking proper convo.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
That's where it's at, dude.
Did you like that? No, I think you did. Do you
know what a cool dude is?
It's a camel's dick, mate.
Frozen. Is it actually a dude?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know.
Because I remember cool dude was a frozen camel cock.
Well, I don't know. I thought was dude a camel's dick, and then a cool dude was a
frozen.
But was it camel or donkey? Well, I think it was camel.
Camel. It's camel.
How did dude get then appropriated to like people and shit?
Well, I don't know if that's true. That could just be schoolyard nonsense.
I'm seeing a lot of like conflicting reports.
Bit of Marilyn Manson sucking his own penis sort of stuff.
It's just a myth.
Yeah.
Fair.
Oh, you like frozen camel dick, mate.
Okay,
that's the sort of rhetoric.
Calm down, mate.
Huh?
Couple of things just to whip through.
Calm down.
Couple of things just to whip through.
You want to do the whip round?
Well, things that aren't rugby
You
league.
want to do the whip ricotta?
The what? I don't know. What did you say? I don't know.
Whipped ricotta.
Oh, whipped ricotta. Yeah, I guess. Whipped ricotta. That's very... So, like, I would have thought whipped cream. You're going whipped ricotta. That's a stage of life thing, I think. You're in the very much like, hanging tapestry and fucking...
Eating ricotta.
That's your life these days,
Big
too.
ricotta guy.
I actually fucking love ricotta.
Of course you do.
Who doesn't?
No one.
Ricotta's fucking amazing.
Incredible.
But not talked about nearly enough.
No, it's slept on ricotta.
It's slept all the way.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
No, ricotta's out there working overtime.
Yeah, like, look at me, dude.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm working my dick off. Okay, things that aren't ricotta or rugby league. Just quickly. Wallabies lose to the All Blacks. Didn't see it, but apparently,
pumped.
if you read the paper, there was a couple of shining lights where we almost set up tries in the first half.
We've got a resident reunion boy over there. What did you think, mate?
I mean, we're first to score, and I think that's what a lot of people are holding on to.
Oh, my God.
You saw the interview after the game. And
So were the
like,
Roosters. How'd that go?
Mate, we haven't played an 80-minute game this tournament, and that for me is the biggest issue. It's a fucking 80-minute game. If you can't put 80 minutes in for your nation, we're talking about pride of the nation. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of pride of the nation with the players we have.
We've always been a 60-minute nation for as long as I can remember.
Jeez, I think that's even generous. But we've certainly been a nation that's less than 80. We've been a sub 80-minute nation, that's for sure. How
Even
sub?
40.
Yeah.
Like we've taken leads into halftime of Bledisloe's a lot, only to be absolutely pounded within an inch of our lives.
Yeah. One try, nice.
I mean, the last game, like, people are talking about, it was close, but the fact that they were 21-0 in 14 minutes is like...
Sure, it was close. Okay, like, you can't even fucking talk about things genuinely with rugby without rugby fans being like, you just fucking shit on the sport all the time. It's like, bro, what the fuck are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I'm allowed to be, like, disappointed that we don't win.
Yeah, and if you want to go, well, we're no better than Georgia, so, we've gone all right against the powerhouse. If you've shifted the goalpost that far.
Yeah, the expectations. Georgia are actually
that now we're basically Australia is to Italy like they are in the Six Nations. If that's where we're at now, sure. Yeah, we got close last week, great.
Yeah, you're right. We did well for a fucking
acknowledge,
tier 2 nation.
but acknowledge that the goalposts have been moved because it used to be about winning silverware.
Yes.
If it's now about getting close, because we are essentially Italy, then sure, you can have your little shining lights.
Yeah.
But I'm still old school.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, maybe
still a
that's it as
silverware
well.
guy.
Like a lot of maybe it's the younger generation don't know what it's like to be good at rugby.
Well, we came up in the glory days of Gregan and Clark and Eels.
Yeah,
and
dude.
we were world beaters. And we were lifting silverware.
Yeah, they were our heroes, dude.
Who was Clark?
Caleb Clark.
You said Gregan and Clark.
Larkham.
Oh, Larkham. Sorry. Fucking oath we did, dude. Larkham was so hot.
The hottest.
So hot.
What was he, 70 out, 80 out, 90 out against South Africa?
Yeah, 90 out. All I want is for him to be good again, but I'm like, you just come in and go, okay. I think I just like...
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth, you know what I'm saying?
I don't actually. Is that a song?
Yeah.
What's it?
All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth, my 2 front teeth, my 2 front teeth. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front... Do you know that song?
You got to finish it.
I don't. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't know that song. I don't know that song.
Have you not heard that song?
No, I haven't. Is that like a toothless dubbo thing or like...
Yeah.
I don't know. Or is it a kid's nursery
Well, it's
rhyme? Is that the Dubbo Town song?
It's for people with poor dental hygiene.
Yeah, the Dubbo Town song.
Yeah.
Gee, if I could only have my 2 front teeth, then I could...
Wish you a Merry Christmas.
Okay. That's a very bizarre Christmas song, but all right. We are coming up to Christmas carols.
Keep that in mind.
Keep that in mind, punters and dribblers. I know there's someone who reached out and said there's like got a brother or someone who's fucking working their dick to the bone for the Christmas carols.
Love that.
We continue to whip Jannik Sinner, Asada or Wada after he's been allowed to keep playing. They're like, nah, we're going for you. They want a 1 to 2 year ban in the tennis for anabolic steroids.
Naughty boy.
Naughty boy, Italian. I don't know if that means anything.
Well, I think when we hear Italian and we hear anabolic steroid, we think Lance Armstrong, we think Ferrari. Was he Italian? I'm assuming he was.
Lance Armstrong?
No,
He was
he's
American.
doctor. He's
Oh,
doctor.
I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Lance's doctor. Ferrari?
Yes, Michelle Ferrari was Italian.
Mr. Anabolic.
Yeah.
Mr. Anabolic.
Dr. Bollock.
Dr. Bollock.
Yeah, but he's like trying to say it was a cream. Anyway, just interesting.
They all say that.
Of course
That's how
they do.
Lance got off the first time. Saddle sores.
Yeah. Oh, the cream I was using had anabolic steroids in it. I'm like, I wonder if you would have... Did someone just fart? Am I hearing farts everywhere?
No, something was the dog dropped something.
Okay. I wonder if we were tested now whether we'd have anything accidentally in us from a cream or, some shit like that.
No.
Of course we wouldn't. So
Of course
what's
we
Sinner doing?
Recovering.
Now, Cam Baggy Green, Edward.
Yep.
He might not be good to bowl this summer. He's just been sent back from fucking England or something. Can we also get the score from last night? He's been sent back from England with stressies in his back. And so they're
We don't like stressies.
well, they're like, if you're going to be in the Australian side, we kind of need you to bowl.
Well, he's not going to be in the Australian side then.
Well, he might not. It depends.
Well, we need an all-rounder there.
Well, if they're saying if head goes to open,
No, fuck that.
dude, that's I think what might happen. I think that's the most likely.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. Just reading the tea leaves,
Right.
which I
So
which
let's
I
just
read.
let's just leave like Bancroft. Just ignore what he did last
Summer.
Shield.
I know
Sheffield
what you did last
Shield,
summer. Did we win?
Won by 49 runs.
Oh, a Duckworth
DLS.
Lewis. I was like, what am I looking at here? Did Duckett get his 100, the fucking poon dog? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Now go back to the Australian card. Jeez, isn't Duckworth Lewis an empty feeling?
Yeah, always has been. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
but-
is Cam Green? Is he a top 6 batter in the nation?
well, dude, apparently I can't remember this. But
That's how I'd look at it.
But when Smudge was opening, I was reading this article that Green got like 174 at 4. So like when his batting was good. The last time he was out in tests, Like last time he was batting
In Test.
Last
time he was batting in Test.
Yeah. He got like 174. Like he was going well at 4. Smudge not so much at open, but what they want to do is put Head there, Smudge back to 4. Maybe you put Green at 5.
And then Marsh at 6.
Marsh at 6.
174 not out in Wellington.
Again, it's Wellington, but New Zealand are all right.
They're okay. Yeah, they're all right. Well, it sounds to me.
Do you know, so like I
if they're talking about him not bowling, it does sound suspiciously like. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So like you could just have him as a batter.
But that's what I was saying. I was saying, is he a top 6 batter in the country? That's what I was saying. Above Green, who clearly can't bowl based on the stressies.
Yes.
That was my question. When you've got a Bancroft sitting there who averaged 49 opening last summer, seemingly not interested in him.
No. Anyway.
When Travis Head's been so glorious coming in at 5, thus the concern.
Yes. Now, Eddie, just to round it out, because we kind of forgot to even get to it, but how fucking awful are the Sydney Swans in grand finals? Like,
mate,
holy shit.
I was excited. I went, I've got some mates that are pretty keen AFL boys. We're like, where are we going to go? Pato's too busy. Went to the Robin Hood at Waverley. Fucking great joint.
Yep.
Got a big table there. Get in there. I'm excited. We kick a couple of early goals. I'm pumped. Then I get lost in my Guinness and I get lost yarning because, again, I'm not that invested, no offense. And I look up and it's like we're behind by 20.
Yeah.
And then it just starts, well, we can come back. Well, of course we can come back, but will we come back? They're not the same thing.
No, they're not.
And then you realise that it's turning into what it has been the last 4 grand finals.
It gets to a point where
the Swans get absolutely fucking humped.
Yeah.
Now, the theory that runs around always does, is the MCG too big for our Swannies? Do they get lost out there?
Listen, that's not a good excuse. That's fucking ridiculous. Even if it is the reason. That's absurd. The last 4 grand finals, humped by Hawthorn.
Absolutely humped.
Humped by Geelong.
Then humped by the Bulldogs.
Well, not humped, but lost.
Lost, and they came 7th or 8th coming into it.
Then humped by Geelong, and then humped by Brisbane.
That Geelong one was real bad.
81.
I reckon this one might be the worst. Because
Geelong was 81.
No, not in humping. Just in like, Jesus Christ, can we just
best team all year, won the minor prem.
Yeah, best team by a long shot. And fucking just got absolutely humped. I was watching it, and then when it started to get yuck, I'm like, fucking no, thank you. I was getting messages from my mother-in-law, Croatian as she is, being like, I didn't even realize there was another. She did not even realize that AFL existed until the weekend. She's lived here for like 30 years, 40 years.
She had no idea.
She had no idea that it even existed. She's like, what is this other one where they kick? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I was at the house and she was out somewhere. And then they were like, the people where they're at were watching it. And then she was like, I'm getting out of here. And then left. And then she was like, but then I go home, I watch. And Sydney is disgusting. I'm like, even she fucking thought it was gross. And she's never even seen the goddamn sport.
That's insane. Spare a thought for Isaac Heaney, Dane Rampy.
Now, we need to work this out.
Well,
I don't want to because
everyone's been saying he's lost 4 grand finals. And I'm like, but if you look, this Wikipedia must be wrong.
When did he debut? Let's just look at that.
Which one, Heaney or
Dane Rampy?
Dane Rampy. Because it says on Wikipedia that he debuted in 2015 and they lost to the Hawks in 2014.
Which means he didn't play the 14. Which means he's only lost 3. Which is it is better.
Rampy made his AFL debut in round 1, 2013.
2013?
Okay.
So he has lost 4.
Heavy. Tough.
0-4.
Great man, Dane.
Big fan of Dane. That's etch as fuck. 0-4. Is he with the club next year?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
I believe so.
I was thinking about how
he's at the club until the end of 2025.
it would be so hard to get up for pre-season after that. Heaney was absolutely devastated. Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't see him crying, I assume, but he apparently had like a fractured ankle for the whole final series.
Yeah.
Not an excuse.
No. Very, very, very tough. Very etch. A lot of people are impressed by our kicking, Tom.
Well, someone left a comment or a DM to us. I can't remember where I saw it, but that basically threw into question the entire thing, and especially the result. I couldn't be fucked to go back and look at it, but they said that none of your goals went through without bouncing before. So essentially, none of them would have counted in the cold light of day.
Incorrect.
I didn't even look at it. So
the only one that bounced was the big 50, which bounced like 60 times.
Listen, I am not going back and looking at it, but I mean, we are still nominating for the draft. We could probably get a fucking shot at a Sydney Swans Guernsey.
Well, we'd do better than them in a grand final. Just roll us out for the GF.
Yeah. Just roll us out. Get us there.
So, commiserations to the Swans, not good enough.
No.
John Longmire, did you see him in the presser? Sat right next door to the Lions shed. He's like, is that it? Is we waiting for anyone else? Is that it? I'm like, oh, you poor bastard.
Well, they started cheering and shit. You heard that.
Yeah.
But then, like, the Swans media were like, this is a disgrace. I'm like, listen, it's not great.
We'll win then.
Yeah. It's not great, but also, like, just try winning then.
Just try win. Johnny Longmire.
It happens in the NRL every fucking week.
Johnny Longmire hates getting the boys up for GF fame. Sorry, said it.
Well, it's beyond dispute.
Hates getting the boys up.
Dude, apparently Callum Mills, the captain who they rested, was like 100. He's like, I passed every fitness test.
Hates getting the boys up. Hates it. Tell you who I was impressed by, Tom? Katy Perry.
Didn't mind Katie.
Thought she went well.
Yep.
When Tina Arena came out, like that.
Didn't make a lot of sense to me, the Tina Arena thing.
Made no sense, but I liked it.
No, I didn't have any issue with it. I would have liked to know. She may have done this. I don't think she did. She do Sorrento Moon? Don't think so. Just did Katy Perry. She just came and sang with Katy, right?
She should have done Sorrento Moon.
Surely. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily fit the vibe, but like...
Well, it's about Sorrento. So.
And it's down there.
Which is in Victoria.
Exactly.
It's outside of Melbourne.
Yeah. No, Katy did well.
Sweet Sorrento Moon. Tom.
Yeah, correct. Which gets a run in here every once in a while, and I'm feeling a little in the mood. Katy did well. Katy was good.
Katy was good.
She was good, dude.
Katy was good. Katy was great.
She was
had
in the
some
speed
sick
dealers.
sunnies on.
Yeah, speed
I'm
dealers.
like, fuck yeah.
Goon bags all over the
She
fucking...
looked great.
Yeah.
She looked great. She looked
did.
terrific. She looked incredible.
Oh, she was in great nick.
She had in great nick. Shout out to her nutritionist. Shout out to whoever's training her.
Yep.
Great job with Katy. She looked phenomenal. Again, the speed dealers, daytime grand final. I got it.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrific.
Over to you, Kid Leroy.
Over
See
to
what
you,
got.
kid. What do you got, bro? Are you going to be up and about? I don't like because it sounded to me like Katy Perry was singing too, singing.
No, she was singing.
Is Kid Leroy, does he need to be auto-tuned out the wazoo? No, does he need that? I don't know. I'm excited to see his natural voice.
He seems like he can sing. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know why that is, because he's sort of, I wasn't sure he was a rapper or what the fuck. I don't want to sound too, like, next generation the way I speak about Kid Leroy, because I get it. I know Kid Leroy.
Kid Leroy's a big deal.
I'm wearing Lasso Clouds. I get it.
Yeah, you get it.
But I don't know whether his singing is legit or not.
Neither do I. I want Kid Leroy to do well.
Yes.
Because there is a battle going on, make no mistake, and AFL have stepped it the fuck up with Katy Perry. It's a big get. She did well. We need
6
Kid Leroy.
million.
Yeah, but I get it.
No.
I get it.
I'm cool.
You can make it into a big thing, get big guests every year. Like let's
do it.
let's drag ourselves out of the bogan mud here
Yes.
and start putting on some shows.
Yeah.
You know, it's we don't need to get fucking shepherd every year, right?
Ever again.
Ever again, thank you. So Kid Leroy's a good step for the NRL.
It's a step in the right direction.
Which historically has skewed bogan. I'm here for it, but
I think the problem
we're in a battle now.
They've what the AFL's done well with Katy Perry is that she's big dog, she's big time, she's prime time, she's box office.
She's big. And
because she's a bit older, not being ageist, but she'd be late 30s, 40s, get an age for me on Katy Perry. She's been around for a long time, so
39. 39?
Well done.
There's not
well
long
done.
between us. A lot of people know about Katy. She's been doing it for a long time, whereas KL, Kid Leroy, Redfern's realist, the Gordon Tallis of the world are like, don't know who the fuck that is, never heard of him. And that's just because he's only been around for a little bit.
Apparently the AFL had a decision between Rolling Stones and Katy Perry. Read that yesterday in the paper.
How in the fuck, no disrespect
Can you
to
look that
Katy
up for
Perry,
us?
why they didn't get the Rolling Stones? They're very old, but like
Maybe because they play
younger.
too old.
Yeah, they're not. They are.
You're just talking about the age thing.
Yeah. No, it's a good point. Like Kiss was good. last year Kiss was
And
good
I
as
haven't
well.
heard. I haven't heard the like where the Stones are at currently.
Stones are still huge, but
No,
they're
no,
more
no,
like-
no. I know they're huge. I'm saying what they sound like.
And I guess maybe optically, like they're still awesome, but like when you're seeing 80-year-olds
Like
fucking
Keith
in tight
Richards,
jeans,
Mr. Leather. You know what I mean? Like
when you see 80-year-olds dressed like they're fucking, you know, they're 20, it is a bit off-putting.
Yes.
Like it is a bit off-putting to see it. You're a bit like, whoa, what the fuck? Like those skinny jeans aren't because now you're a diminutively built person. It's because you're suffering from muscle wastage and osteoporosis.
Yeah, you've got a bag strapped to your leg under there.
If you fall, you might snap your leg. You might have a fall.
Yeah. Have you had your fibre today? So,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So as Ross Stevenson, host on 3AW, revealed that the Stones had been on the AFL's wish list for a while, but they were going to charge $20 million for 4 songs.
Okay.
And so I think the AFL went
Right,
looking
okay.
elsewhere.
Well, there you go. So it's probably a money issue as well.
That's much better context. 20 million for 4 songs from the Stones. Huge.
Nice spot to be in. Let's go. We'll take 5 each, thanks. Is there 4 of them?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, that's fucking.
There's another article that they turned it down, $20 million offer.
Bro, if the fucking
20 million for the Stones
That's-
is fucking outrageous.
that's a lot of money for the AFL to be forking out. It's a lot.
Wow, 6 million on Katy Perry, not a bad get.
That's a good get.
It's
I
a good
wonder
get.
what Kid Leroy's getting
It's
paid.
a mate. It's honestly it's a good get.
He'd be sub-mil, wouldn't he, Kid Leroy?
Nah, huh?
I reckon he might be
he's pretty
sub-mil.
big.
He is big. How many IGs he got?
Well, we've looked this up before. His Spotify, his
got
monthly
4 million on
Spotify
Instagram.
4
numbers
million
are
on
huge.
Instagram. Okay, what's Katy Perry got?
Okay, let's do this. Kid Leroy, the Kid Leroy gets 46.1 monthly listens, 46.1 million. Katy Perry gets
I can't even find her on Instagram right now. Fuck.
Katy Perry has
59.5.
Katy Perry has 205 million followers.
But her music, 59.5 monthly listens. Kid Leroy, 46.1. So by that math, he should be getting at least $1 million.
Yeah, but I wonder if he is. I hope he is. I hope he's getting the bag, Lasso Clouds. I don't know whether he is or he isn't, but Kid should be getting the bag. Kid got plenty of Riz. Kid should be getting the bag. Lasso Clouds.
No
cap.
That's what I'm looking for.
For real, for real.
Yeah. What are you laughing at?
The fact you forgot it.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I've
one.
been-
I can't hear Cody.
I've been phased out.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not coming.
Oh, no. We don't really need these headphones, do we? That was for...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's for the Fizz. Shout out to Fizz.
I was just going to say, apparently 1-4 touring partly with Kid Leroy on his Australian tour or whatever. So there's a bit of like speculation about whether he'll
Dude,
bring them out on grand final, which
that-
would be sick.
He brought him out in a show.
I thought
in
1-4 were banned
2022.
from performing.
I think they may... Well, like 2 of the 4 of them are gone.
They were supposed to walk out fucking Tim Zoo one year at the boxing. And the cops like,
coppers are dogs. Yeah, he did. Kid Leroy brought him out. Yeah, snuck him back, and then like
I
they
would
came out.
love them to come out.
That would be cool.
That would be sick.
That would be cool.
That'd be a great owner.
Let's
for
do
Penrith
that.
as
Yeah, it'd
well.
be great for Penrith.
That would be great for Penrith. No cap, dude.
No car. So shout out to the AFL. Katy Perry, good get. You got to call it as you see it. You got to call it as you
Yep.
see it.
But the Swans, fucking disgusting.
Dog shit.
Disgusting, disgraceful.
You'd
disgusting.
almost sack John Longmire.
I
based on
thought
his
about
form.
that.
Like honestly, you just go. You can't get the job done, bruh. Sorry.
But like you've gotten to so many grand finals, it's hard. But you can't seem to get the
Is that
boys
ruthless?
up.
Is that too ruthless?
Well, it's more ruthless than Kevvie. In fact, it might be more.
Like,
But-
I mean, if your name's Den and Camp, you're celebrating, you're hanging flags in your fucking at the headquarters at Moore Park,
Yeah.
going, "We got second, well done."
We did it again.
He's a big failure as success guy. I'm more if you don't win, you've lost.
Yeah.
They're holding a review over in the off season about long.
I'd sack him. Sorry, I know it sounds
It
ruthless.
just depends like whether there's anyone else out there that's good.
I know nothing about what I'm talking
No,
about.
neither.
All I'm doing is looking at an 0-4 grand final record last 4 weeks.
1-5.
1-5. And we
Or
should
is
have
he
won.
1-4?
We definitely should have won 2 of
1-5.
them. He's won.
So he's lost 5 or he's won 1?
Lost 4,
So
won
1-4.
Won 2012, then lost 16 and 18.
1 from
1-4.
5. He's 1 from 5,
1 from
14
5,
and 16.
or 1
and
and
then,
4,
Yeah, 22, 24.
depending on what you want to
depending on which way you want to swing it. Did we get fucking from Rando just total pink jersey?
74%.
Okay, sweet.
Since 2020.
All right, punters and dribblers, love you so much.
Bye.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?